morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I appreciate you coming here. Thank you so much for tuning into the Gaming Circle podcast, the podcast where each week we try to make sense of the gaming discourse. And this week we might speed the pace up a little bit because we have a lot to get through. So usually, as I do, I go on this journey with my brother from another mother, the man who some think is my evil twin. I may shave the pandy beard to find out one day.
I thought you were my evil twin, but that's
and the Malcolm to my Martin, Mr. Everborn Saga. How you doing today, brother?
I'm all right. I don't know if you're going to ask me this, so I'm just throwing it out there. I finished Psychonauts 2 this morning.
Did you?
I just started Sonic Colors, which I've played Sonic Colors for about 90 seconds, and I already don't like it.
I've seen it played. I don't like it, but that's neither here nor there. We're gonna move quickly along because the laughter you hear is from one of the best things that we're doing this week. In addition to all the crazy stuff we're about to get into, best part is we're gonna be joined this week by one of our esteemed prime time gaming panel members. Not only do you find him on the PTG side, but you also can check him out on YouTube, where you'll find great gaming content and walkthroughs. The man who started one of the best ideas for a YouTube channel I've heard of in years, the Xbox Gamepass Club. If you're watching this show by the chance, you probably don't know. You know this man. You don't need an introduction, but what kind of host would I be if I don't give him one? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. CyberKnoxx. What's going on, man?
Hey, man. Glad to be here. That was too many accolades in that intro, all right? Best.
Oh, stop it.
One of this. Come on, man. We're just here talking fun, having fun with gaming.
Yes.
I love this community. I love you guys. We're, my PTG brethren, like you mentioned. Yeah, man. I'm fun.
Hey, Cyber, I don't want to cut you off, but the missus wanted to make her introduction to PTG.
Oh,
so Beta, this is Kia Sante and CyberKnoxx.
Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
All right,
we are honored by you joining us. Oh, and then she's out. Oh, she's gone.
She's out.
No worries. So yes, okay. Thank you so much for joining us, CyberKnoxx. Usually we go, what we're watching. We'll talk about a bunch of stuff. And Mr. Everborn has finished Psychonauts, so I'm jealous. But we got to move swiftly along because we have a lot to get into this week. Okay, with the Xbox and the PlayStation, their big shows finally behind us in 2021, right? They may have some dribs and drabs here and there, but by and large, we can agree.
By they, you mean Xbox, right?
By PlayStation,
Sony's not going to have any more shows this year.
No, well, dribs and drabs, right? By and large, there will be little shows possibly, but the big one is done, right? For PlayStation and for Xbox. We don't know what's going to happen next, but for the most part, we're sure that the big show that just happened for PlayStation, that is their E3 showing, right? That we can discern that. So, while thinking of what to do this week, I was thinking about it with Everborn. Hey, what should we talk about? And he came up with a brilliant idea. He took off his slanderer hat, put on his creative genius hat, and said, "You know what? Let's take stock of what we have seen in 2021," and that's exactly what we're going to do here. All right. Now, since we're trying to keep this show tight to 2 hours, this week we're going to start with the Xbox show because it is the longest. But we'll also skip through and we'll have we'll go through everything. We'll remind ourselves of where we were and what has happened, and then we'll move on to the PlayStation show. We'll skip through that as well, get some dates, get some times, figure out what we're doing, and give us your opinions along the way. Okay, so we'll start now, but we're going to try and keep it tight. I'm gonna keep the volume down, and please talk as you will when you see what you see. If you check the private chat that we have going, you'll see that I have I've also sent you guys both a cheat sheet, if you will, that shows you all the announcements and the times that we know with them. Is
that in the DM on Twitter or here?
That is in the DM on Twitter.
Okay.
That is in the DM on Twitter. The only mishap, and I will show you all what happens. There's one discrepancy I saw in one of them, and I will point that out when we get there because probably this was created before.
Wait, did you make an Excel spreadsheet or did you find this?
I did not make an Excel spreadsheet, brother. There are many people out there crazier than me who did this by themselves.
Okay. All right.
So let's get started. The first one we're going to start with. This obviously is the Xbox Bethesda showcase, which happened in 2021. This was, and by and large, many people will. Some people might say, "Oh, well, why don't you compare the latest and greatest to that? You know, why don't we watch that one again?"
That's
But
ridiculous.
yeah, I think that one was more like, that was more on the caliber of, hey, let's throw a bone to Gamescom, or just like
Yeah.
they throw a bone to the Game Awards or any of those things. That wasn't their big show, right?
That was more
This
of
was
an
their
inside
big show.
Xbox. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. This was their big show, just like PlayStation had their big E3-esque kind of show. So we figure, so what is it? So the PS5 is actually better than the original PS5. That is not true, sir. Gabe O just showed up and decided to come with the slander real quick at the top. That is not true, kind sir. When you show me that the Gamer Nexus comes out and says, "Yep, we've done our testing and it is better," I will be happy to be wrong.
But you can't say it's not true. You can say you don't know yet.
Yeah. The
Could
facts
very
aren't
well
out,
be
but,
true.
no. But he's making a factual
But
statement, and I'm saying that is not the case.
The CPU runs cooler,
Mhm.
as far as we know, and the memory seems to be running hotter. But
Pause. We are not going into slander territory now. We're focused.
no, that's
goal
not
at hand.
slander.
That's
I'm just saying what it is. So it's a trade-off.
We can talk about this during the PlayStation side. We're on the Xbox side. Keep it moving.
Okay.
So we started this show. Yeah, I told you I'm going to be heavy-handed because we got 2 hours, bro. Let's do this.
Todd Howard is out. I don't think we should actually skip past anything. I just think we shouldn't pause. Let's
Yeah. I'm not going to pause. I'm going to keep it moving. Yeah, I'm going to keep it moving.
because I think we got enough time to do both in full.
Sure. So yeah, God Howard comes out. He's regaling everybody. The leather jacket stayed home, so that should give you some kind of indication that maybe you're not going to see everything you want to see, right? The leather jacket will come out of next E3, I guess.
I do want to. I want to make a point that you can't. Gamescom traditionally has not been good.
Yeah,
this is the thing.
Yeah,
this is the first party showcase that that you would compare what Sony did to.
which is ironic, right? Because if you look at it a few years ago, even before this, let's say before the pandemic, Gamescom was a big deal. They used to make some huge announcements at that conference as well. And just so you can see how things are going in the industry, people are doing their own shows and things like that. And most of these bigger events are becoming, unfortunately, less relevant than they have been before. And if you look at it this year, Gamescom is an example of that.
Well, now
let me three.
Real quick, I just noticed something I want to ask y'all about real quick. We just saw this thing before this trailer started. It said in-game footage, alpha in-game footage. Usually, and it's been a while because I'm not up on my lingo as I should be, but usually it's either in game or in engine we're looking for. Which is what are we looking for? In game or in engine?
I think this is in engine. What they're saying?
Because they said in game. They didn't say
yeah, but this is not like I'm going by what Pete Hines said. Right? These are all in-game assets.
Yes.
But like it's running in the engine. This is not like a part of the game that you're going to go through, right?
Okay.
These are shots that are put together for a trailer. So one thing I do want to ask, if we're in 2021, this is supposed to come out in a year and a half from when they showed it. And they're showing alpha footage and they don't have gameplay ready yet, which is smart or not smart. Do we think they're going to hit their 11/11/22 date? Just judging by the rest of the industry?
So questionable, right? There's so many different variables going on right now. People working from home, and he mentions that on his dialogue at E3. He goes, in our amazing team working from home. So there are so many different variables working against them that I'd be surprised if it did hit next year. I would say,
and it's right at the end too, so it could definitely slip.
So you guys are thinking that this could turn from 2022 to 2023.
Real
possibly,
easy.
Yeah. Just because it gives, but they are famous for, let's say next C3, the game does look better, or next Gamescom or whatever. And they are famous for just, hey, the game will be ready, will be released in just a couple of months when it's ready.
They usually like to show it like literally 6 months before it's ready to show.
6 months,
so
correct.
This was actually very unusual for them usually.
Yeah. But
I
yeah,
mean,
it's kind of
but next year's E3 is the perfect time to show us gameplay if it's going
right,
to come
right,
out. But
right.
again, I'm just looking at patterns around everywhere. Like everything's
Yeah.
delayed
Oh,
across
you're
the
right.
board. Doesn't matter the
100%.
company, and
Right.
that's a hard date. 11/11/22. Like they said that when you give a they didn't say holiday
Well,
2022. They
but you
said
know why?
11/11.
But you know
Yeah.
why? That is traditionally the
Right.
Skyrim dates
The
that have been
Skyrim Day,
used.
11,
They
11,
use the
11.
double dates.
Yeah.
They've done that.
Mhm.
They've hit that, right? They've done it before. So they're basically calling their shot. But you're absolutely right. Pandemic has rearranged the deck chairs and
Well,
changed everything. So
it is either very confident
mhm.
or very naive
Yeah. And
or hopeful, I should say.
I'm just
I
gonna
Uh,
mention
mean,
one thing here.
uh-huh.
The chat is not seeing this, but per this spreadsheet, it's coming out this year. All right. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no no
Okay.
no! That's what I was saying. I was about to tell you.
Yeah, yeah,
I
no,
was
I
about to
know.
tell you that is the only discrepancy that I have seen on that document.
But I will
It's like
say,
they missed the one with the two, so it is
yeah,
22, not
yeah.
21. Yes.
I will
yeah.
mention one thing too. I will guarantee you they will not hesitate to delay this game if they don't think
Mhm.
it's ready. Just because we
Yep.
live in an age now where you see it all over Twitter. If somebody delays a game,
Mhm.
there are more positives of people just hey, take your
Yeah.
time, just make sure the game
Yep.
is ready. And this
It's
is
considered a
post
pro move now to delay a game
exactly,
instead
and
of like a diss. Yeah. After
exactly.
cyberpunk.
So I was about to mention post cyberpunk era. Nobody's
Hmm.
willing to take that chance anymore.
But
Yep.
I think that's a good thing overall for the industry. Like people are like,
Yeah,
hold the phone.
absolutely.
100%. 100%.
Now, I
Yep.
do want to point out the pacing, right? Because
Mm.
we're going to look at the other show
Yeah.
soon,
Oh yeah.
which
While
we're going
while
to
we're
look at
talking,
pacing. So
let's see how it's going.
we
Yeah.
started out with Starfield,
Hmm.
and now we're
Yep, we
into
started out with
Stalker 2.
Starfield. We've already seen two people speak. We've already seen God Howard come out. We've seen Sarah Bond come out, and there's been two game announcements. Big Bad Mo, Big Mad Mo. I think it's because I think they've been working on it for at least. Please, what do you guys think? At least a couple years, no?
Yeah, I
At least two,
jokingly
three
put on the
years, like
chat.
Talking about
Yeah,
it for a bunch of years.
for a
So
yeah.
bunch of years. Yeah, yeah,
No,
And I bet you they're even they even have a split team right now on Elder Scrolls. Like started
yeah,
that.
yeah.
They're gonna
mm,
be at it for a while. Like
I
they
jokingly
said
put
this
on the
two
chat
E3s ago
20
when they showed us
years
the
because
first Starfield logo. They said, "Yep."
yeah, oh yeah.
They showed us E3. They showed us the Starfield logo, the GIF, and then they literally showed us a JPEG of Elder Scrolls.
My
well, now
theory on this is they were working on this potentially trying to release it on next gen hardware, or I'm
Hmm.
sorry, old gen hardware, so the Xbox One and the PS4.
PS4.
But once they got wind that no, hey, there are these significant more powerful hardware coming out in just a couple of years or whatever.
Maybe get more ambitious and just like move to that
Exactly. They
instead.
said, you know what? We're just gonna take our time now and do it. And I'm sure by
Yeah.
that point as well, they were already working on the acquisition with Xbox, so with Microsoft, so they kind of knew which way they were leaning at that point. But I'd say my theory is that they were gonna try to release it because they were talking about this game like Everborn mentioned for a long time. They showed
Long time.
a
I
long time.
think a part of it though of the time that it has taken is like they're updating the creation engine, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So now can we just highlight Gabe O's comment
Where? Let's see.
where he should have listened to me? Like I like hearing that. Now, what? No, because listen, you don't need to buy these things at launch, man. That's
Hmm.
all I'm saying. Let them work out
Oh
the
Don't do it.
yeah.
bugs. Let the
Don't
other
do it.
people run up the hill and take the arrows for you.
No.
You know what
As
drives me
as a
crazy though? Let me just
mhm.
mention something. I
Please.
apologize. I'll mention something real quick.
No. Please go ahead.
I love I play I played sports growing up all my life, right? So I play FIFA every year as well. But
Yep.
it came to a point that I was just like, no more. I'm not this copy and paste model. I'm not doing it anymore. So what I
Yep. They're
traditionally
charging
do
you for
now,
DLC, but
char-
as a full
charging
package.
you, they're charging you for a roster update. Literally,
Yep.
that's it. And if you
That's all
play
they
the
do.
game, that's it. That's literally what they're charging you for. So
Hmm.
what I
But
traditionally do now is I'll just wait. November, Black Friday's here. There's sales all over the year where these games get cut into half price, and then I'll play the old one for a little bit
Hmm.
longer, and then I'll get the new one because Stop taking my money for no damn reason.
By the way, just switching gears slightly a little bit. This tweet that was going around right now from Xbox, where they said, okay, unfollowing now, was a big fan of how much they like gaming, but didn't know they thought you only had to play on one console.
I'm not familiar. Yeah.
So there's an entire Spaces going on right now by our good friend Optimus Code, who started out the Spaces saying, by the way, this draw distance is amazing. Started out the Spaces saying that this tweet is in reference to Marvel, and they're salty and crying that they didn't get Wolverine, and so they unfollowed Marvel and Disney.
What? So hold on. Microsoft? Oh, no, that's BS. That's absolutely BS.
Nothing in the tweet says that. Nothing in the tweet says that.
Absolutely BS. And for the record, people who keep saying that they need to have a relationship with Marvel, they literally have a relationship with Disney. What were they offering you? Disney Plus 30-day memberships for Gamepass. They've been with Disney for a long time. Marvel's a different story, but they have a relationship.
Hold on a minute. Let me just add to that point. We just saw the Shang-Chi Series X console, didn't we?
Yes, and the console is being unboxed by Shang-Chi himself on Twitter right now.
And we saw the Indiana Jones game. Well, we didn't see it. We know it's coming. And we know they just did the deal with what's its face? Sea of Thieves and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So
which we still have to finish, by the way.
Yes, we do. Let's be clear. The relationship is there, and you don't know that this thing is or isn't coming. People just want these instant responses.
They want to be able to compare right immediately. You don't know that. But that bet that I made with you, Mr. Everborn Saga, I am now either so confident or so worried. There's no middle ground now. Because we need to see it, because now the back's to the wall, right? They could give a crap, right? And that could be the world they live in, right? Y'all have your superheroes, it's fine. We have so many studios, we have so many ideas, we'll be fine. That could be their mentality. But and that's good business for them, right? You do you, we do us. We focus heavily on what our core competencies are, and then we'll be all right. But as a gamer, as a guy who loves games, like I am right now on eBay trying to find Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine Uncaged Edition for PC, because that's the only one you can play in today's day and age. That's the best Wolverine game made that's still playable now, available. It's not on PS3 or 360. It's only it didn't make back compatible. So only way to play it would be on PC. I'm hunting that down. So now that's a big win. Big win for PlayStation.
No, it's great. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait to play it. So one thing, just because based on this show, Big Bad Mo asked if we know whether Stalker 2 is going to be permanent, because the devs say they haven't been working on any other platforms besides
I bet
PC
there will be
Xbox.
a PlayStation version at some point. Just like right now, the Medium is coming to PlayStation. Do you hear anything huge about it? It's just kind of dropping on there because of the whole marketing situation. It'll be the same. Stalker 2 will drop on PS5.
100%.
It just may be after people don't care. After that the cycle has passed, they will drop a version on PS5. And Stalker 2
shout out
like
to Toolman
a decent game
in the chat.
Yes. Shout out, welcome. Thank you for joining us. So we're rounding around right now. We're actually going through it really, really quick, hot and heavy, right? The pacing has been so far so good. So
pause
to remind people what we've seen so far while we've been talking through this. Right. We have Starfield that has come and gone, Stalker 2 that has come and gone, Back 4 Blood that has.
How do you guys feel about Back 4 Blood?
I mean, since I mentally have stopped being a primarily multiplayer gamer, it is cool. It will be cool depending on if I can get a crew together that I feel comfortable enough to keep playing this game with. If not, it'll just be one of those single player things that I drop off of.
I can't help you there, sir.
But that's my point, right? This is any game whose winning formula includes other humans' time. yeah, you lost me because you barely get my time. I'm a dude with 2 kids and a full-time job.
There you go.
You know,
Now,
so it's real hard. You know, so it
I
looks
I,
good, but you know,
I
not for
want
me.
to point out something. This is a CGI trailer,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Contraband.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't tell us much
Yes.
about the game.
No, it does not.
Got a lot of flack for it.
Yes, it did.
I'm just highlighting that
Well,
for
but
later.
to be fair, this developer is not Insomniac.
Right. And
That's
it's not a
and
known
to that, I
IP
will-
or a known
it's not a
character, a
known IP,
familiar
that's
character.
right. I
Exactly.
get it.
Where
even
they
if
can
it
just
was
give
new
you a
IP to
glint.
new IP though, this developer, based on what we've seen so far, if you're not Insomniac, you get the smoke. But
Nah,
it's
I
Insomniac.
don't think so. I don't think so. I think if
now,
they were gonna show if Insomniac showed a new IP, a teaser, kind of like they did yesterday. Let's say they showed that whole beginning section of the. I know we're not talking PlayStation right now, but let's say if they showed that whole beginning section without showing the claws. Okay, I think that people will be curious, sure, but no, it'll probably get the same kind of treatment that Contraband.
Oh
would get.
no, I doubt
People-
it. Because after
No?
you've seen everything Insomniac has produced, everything they've released, they're literally it is Insomniac's PlayStation 5. That's what this is. They have-
I will
like,
tell.
they have-
I
they
got
have
some
shown
thoughts,
and
and I know we're
proven
gonna
how-
get. Oh my lord! I got some thoughts on it. I know we're gonna get into it too on
Yeah.
Monday.
Oh, yeah, we'll get there.
So
Yeah,
it's
we'll get
gonna.
there.
oh, we might get into it
We
here,
might get there
but
today,
yeah.
yeah. But
I
my
just
point
wanna-
is, since they have shown and proven, right? Even me, Mister, I'm not the biggest fan of CGI trailers, right? Because I feel like it sets a bad precedent, it sets a bad tone. Because all you can do is disappoint. Your CGI trailer will never look as good as your rendered video game. Like even if you're at the greatest console ever, the hardware you use on pre-render gives you the ability to make it look way better than if it's rendered like natively.
I don't know.
So that gives you
Horizon
the
looked
potential.
really good switching back and forth from CG
Nah, bro.
to. I'm
Let's
talking about
make
the
that
new
bet.
one, Forbidden West.
Yes, the new one. Let's make that bet. It will look amazing, but the CG cutscene will be better than when you're playing it. It always is.
Yeah, it's very close,
been
though, is what I'm
since
saying.
time immemorial. It's getting closer and closer to that Final Fantasy-esque cutscene, and we're still in it. But even still, you can always tell the smallest difference. But I guess my point is, I'm usually not a fan. I'll go out and say that 100%. But Insomniac has earned some slack because this is Insomniac, right? Until
Now,
they fail you, they've earned some slack.
I do want to say in the Disney raffle of IPs that Microsoft and Sony went to them for, I think Sony came out on top.
We first thought they did a good job, but
It was
now
like,
in hindsight, it looks like Sony got the good, right?
We'll give you guys Sea of Thieves. We'll give you guys Jack Sparrow. It works with that.
Don't get me wrong.
But
It's a good
Sony,
IP.
we're going to give you Wolverine.
It's
a
good,
perfect IP.
It's a
for,
good link.
for the
It's a good
for
connection.
The service game. It
Yes,
makes perfect sense.
But just like how we always go, yeah, PlayStation is PlayStation, but when you compare it to Xbox, then you start seeing the faults, right? Because, Xbox is doing so much more. In this instance, yeah, Sea of Thieves was great until we saw Wolverine. Now Xbox, we're looking at you sideways.
I think it's two separate things. I'm not
I'm
really
just talking
looking
about
at
the energy.
Xbox
I'm not
sideways.
talking about it specifically. I'm just saying, like you're saying here, y'all both went to the Disney company with a mission, and y'all both came out with your goals. And it looks like, in hindsight, PlayStation got the better idea than y'all did.
I
think.
Well, so let me just, and I know you're being a little bit facetious, Kay, and I know you're kind of making a joke, but when you think about it, right? If you look at what the core competencies displayed, Disney said, "Hey, Sony, you made a really good superhero game for us. Hey, Microsoft, you have something that just it's a layup." Like you have a pirate game, and we have
very
a pirate
smart
IP.
business decisions.
So they
on
went
both sides,
both people to kind of give them what they do. So it's really smart on Disney's.
100%. I agree.
On Disney's behalf.
I agree. Yeah, and let's be clear here. If I was Disney, I would have made exactly the same decision. Here you are. You're coming to me, Mr. IP holder. You are PlayStation. They have Insomniac. They have proven themselves with Spider-Man. We have Disney, have spread our IP around a bit and seen what people have done with it. Square Enix, all these other, EA, Insomniac, whoa, they really took it there. So you ask for another IP, we're like, here you go, sir. Whereas on Xbox side, a lot of potential. We haven't seen anyone actually deliver to the point where we can go, here you
Yeah.
go, so whatever you want. So I
All
see
right,
it.
so the Battlefield. This is the first
Yes.
time it was shown like gameplay. I think, right?
Yep.
Was it here?
Indeed.
Okay, so and again, we're judging the shows and the production value and what we got. So we got Sea of Thieves. That was the licensed IP. We're getting this now. It's multi-plat, but you're seeing it first here, and they have the marketing.
First here,
deal.
yep. They have the marketing
We
deal.
saw Back for Blood, and Back for Blood is going to be in Game Pass, so that was a big deal.
So it's not just a marketing thing; it's also there's a reason it's being shown here. This is just a marketing thing, which is kind of whatever, because obviously you can play it anywhere else. But at least with Back for Blood being multi-plat, it means it's also game on Game Pass day one, so that also makes it a bit better in Xbox's favor, if you will. If you're playing it elsewhere.
Yeah. But so the opening is pretty strong so far. But one thing I will say, just looking at and I should say this later, but I'll probably forget. It feels like the highs were a little bit higher and the lows were a little bit lower in the Sony show, right?
Well, but
if that makes sense.
Let us not start that comparison just yet. Okay, let us not start that just yet.
But you get what I'm saying.
Ready. Everborn is ready.
I know, right? He's ready for the smoke. He's seething for that smoke. But hold on. What I will say,
the highs were higher for Sony.
The reason why I will push back on that a bit, and obviously we're here to compare. We're here to, as gamers, we want to see what we're getting in the console space for 2021. The title says it, right? Console gaming 2021. This is what we're going to be getting, right? But where I will push back, not necessarily push back, but where my brain changes a little bit on what we're seeing and what we're being offered and what they're showing in their messaging. On the Xbox side, this wasn't the first time they had spoken. I had already seen and heard from them in 2021 a few occasions already. Not at this high level, but we'd already seen some games. We've already seen some game releases. At this time, I think the medium was already out, right? So they had already been having a conversation with us, and add to that Game Pass, right? So that just like Netflix, it's not like they'll wait one time and give you that E3 and bombastic. Over the year, more and more show. So with that in mind, me as a consumer of this platform, my calculus for them is a little different, because I know that this is not their eggs in all one basket. They're blowing me away with what they have to offer today. This is this. We've already played this, by the way. And then they'll give you another one. And then they'll give you another one. And they won't all be at the same high clip, but you'll get more games. You'll get new games. And that is Xbox. PlayStation, on the other hand, has to do that whole holding it together, one big, massive burst of a show. So I judge them with that in mind versus Xbox. A little different. That's just me.
I do. This show got a little bit more points for me as well, because everything they showed, you are getting within the next 18 months. Right? Yep. Everything they showed is supposed to be released by the end of 2022.
Relatively soon. Yep, indeed.
Sure. Yes.
So and Psychonauts.
And that is actually a huge deal to show. They showed, I think, 27 games. And
30 games, 27 on Game Pass.
Right.
I believe
and 20 of them are games I want to play. This is one that I just finished, Psychonauts.
Oh man,
and many of them have actually released already. Like many of these games that are
I just finished 12 minutes right before Psychonauts.
12 minutes, Hades, all these are out already. Psychonauts, it's you look at the Artful Escape, kind of like what you were mentioning.
Oh, bro, that game is getting lost in the shuffle. It is so good. Oh my god,
I'm definitely gonna try that. Yeah,
people need to give that game a chance. It's only 4 hours.
If Sonic doesn't speak to me soon, I gave it 90 seconds already. I might have to be switching to the Artful Escape.
It's like somebody started like taking mescaline and just went, let's make a video game. that's the Artful Escape. That's what it is. It is literally somebody sat down and went, how did David Bowie become Ziggy Stardust? Let's make a game about that. That's what this game is. It's absolutely awesome. So yes, if you haven't checked it out, it's only 4 hours. Y'all should play it.
I will mention something about Psychonauts that I was extremely surprised. It's a way bigger game than I thought it was going to be. I think
my god!
You thought it'd be single digit hours, right? It's way big. Yep.
I was playing this and I'm like, why is it not like that I wasn't happy to be playing it? But I'm like, why is this not over yet?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
I'm
And there's
going,
more.
and then a different area opens up, and then a different area opens up. And I'm like,
Yep.
okay,
Indeed.
okay, there's a lot to do here. Let's
all right.
go.
So
Here's where
this
Pete
to me was
here's
the
where
low
Pete tells
point of
you.
the show.
No, it wasn't. If you're listening to what he had to say, he basically says here that they're still working on the next Wolfenstein. You haven't heard it, but we're still working on the Wolfenstein. We're still like, this is where he was like,
No, Dishonored maybe too.
yeah, they're still,
No.
we have
Well,
many teams.
let me clarify. I mean, when they showed like Elder Scrolls Online
I get
and
what you're
Fallout
saying.
76, I'm like, I
This
don't care about that. You
Those
could
are
have
the
saved
instances.
that.
Yes, true.
And
this
this
felt more
thing.
like an update. Oh, hey, let me just
Yes.
update you guys here really
Yes.
quick on exactly what's going on with all our, different IPs, all our different
Yep.
franchises, rather than giving you something new. I thought as well too. Doom Eternal's been out for a long time. Obviously, Skyrim. Come on, that game.
So here's my question, guys.
Yeah,
real quick. Here's my question. Right when and I know I've already excoriated Mr. Everborn for doing the same thing, but now I'm going to do it. When PlayStation had their GTA 5 moment,
oh my
God.
God.
we were unhappy. This is kind of like that, right? An old game getting new updates. Do you think this hit better than that? Because you would think the GTA 5 and the Skyrim thing, they're neck and neck with, we don't want to see this no more. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just as bad, man.
Yeah,
hold on, but they showed new story content for Elder Scrolls
I was
Online.
about to say
yes,
that. Right?
So that edges it out a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Still don't care. But it's
still don't care. But
I think at this point, when anybody
like
sees Skyrim up in any showcase, people just laugh now. They're just like, "Oh, here we go."
More memifications. Yes, right.
I was surprised about Fallout
I'm
76.
Skip this just a little bit.
No, don't skip it, man. Just let it play. You have to feel it.
But I think it was important. Some of the things that he did say during the segment, kind of like what he alluded to, that Fallout 76 has hit how many million players?
Yeah.
And
2 million plus, whatever. It's crazy now.
And it was like, that's
like my first thought on that game was not great, so I just kind of let it be, and look at this scene right here. This is everything I dislike about Fallout, right? A very dark brown color palette. Everything is brown. I'm so over that. But hey, so many millions of people have been playing it now, so maybe one day I'll give it a chance. I want somebody to show me a screenshot of them in the wilderness somewhere, and it be colorful, kind of like how Gears did the DLC, and all of a sudden they were in this lush environment. Hivebusters, that's what was like, for all you who keep going.
They should have packaged Hivebusters by itself.
Yeah, I heard a new word that I really like for that. It should have been an expandalone.
Expandalone, that's good.
Expandalone. I heard Jeff Grubb using it. I'm like, yes, that works. Lost Legacy, expandalone. Miles Morales, expandalone. That's what those are. And he and of course, not to continue the smoke. We'll get there later, but he's basically calling God of War a huge expandalone.
Exactly.
That's what he's calling it. Yeah, but okay. So yes, we're now in the middle of the area where this game looks like I should be playing it. Graphically, it looks wow. I'm like, man, this looks awesome, right? But I just have zero interest for some reason. I don't know why. I have zero interest.
I hear I think good you now, but I need games that have an end. I'm sorry.
Me too.
Sure.
Me too. Beginning, middle, and an end. Yes.
I think it kind of alludes to something you said earlier. You kind of want that whole crew. You want your friends there with you, and you kind of want to have that co-op experience with your friends. When you join some of these worlds and you're just there as a random,
by yourself,
it's a completely different experience. Exactly. Completely different experience. You don't have the same interactions. It takes you longer to get to know these people, and you just don't have the same camaraderie, right, that you would have with, let's say, with Everborn, the guys from PTG and anyone else that you're familiar with. So it's just like, do I really want to invest the little time that I have, to go in here? But I'm with you. I love that world that they built, the Elder Scrolls.
I just wish I wanted to play it more. It looks great.
I do have a couple friends that play it. Ooh, I think this is going to be a bigger hit than people think that it's going to be. I think
I'm on the
it's
tip with you. Yes.
This is
Yeah.
the problem with these things. These things kind of have to catch lightning in a bottle, right? Meaning some streamer's going to have to pick it up and then it's going to catch on like that. Because any of these games, this doesn't look any better or worse than Fall Guys to me anyway.
This is basically going for that Fall Guys crowd.
No, I know, but Fall Guys didn't pop right away. Like people, it was later on when streamers got a hold of it. So the question is, will that happen?
I think this has
Fall
a
Guys,
level.
isn't that also supposed to come to Xbox sooner rather than later? There was some announcements, right?
I don't know.
I saw it. I saw announcements where they were like, "Oh yeah,
First, does anybody care about Fall Guys anymore?"
Of course, I don't. I never did. But first they blew their load, pause, and they accidentally came out on Instagram like before it was supposed to. And
that
then
logo kind of looks like Animal Crossing, by the way. I don't know if
yes,
I appreciate that.
It kind of does. You're right.
I think this is
and here we go with Hades.
I think it's Gang Beasts, right? I think this is
kind of like Gang Beasts, which also has a huge following, like monstrous.
So I think Party Animal is going to do well. This to me, when I saw this live Hades right here, I actually screamed. I was like, "Whoa, this is coming!"
Okay, I have a question about Hades, right? Like everybody could already get this on and what's happening, Rodimus? Everybody could already get this on the Switch. So why was it a big deal that it was coming to PlayStation and Xbox?
Because it's coming to consoles.
Because we finally get a game on the modern consoles. I'm sorry, you're usually the man for slander, but if we're talking the game, hey, modern consoles, there's only two of them.
And this was a
Nintendo,
huge game.
come to me when your SoC is made in any year where it actually matters, like where it actually does anything that remotely resembles modern technology. I'm sorry.
Contender for multiple Game of the Year awards.
Yes.
It was up there, man.
No,
and,
I know, but it's just.
And I think the
we all have a
Switch.
Switch.
A Game Pass.
Bro, we all have a Switch.
I haven't touched my
Switch. If I want to play,
I can't even remember
that's right.
when.
You know why I don't want that Switch? Because I feel like when I play my Switch, it's in limbo. I get no achievements. I can't talk to nobody. I can't. Good luck communicating with friends.
Here comes Slow-Mo with the slander.
There you go. Ain't nobody trying to play that great game on trash hardware. Boom.
All right, which one is this?
Slow-Mo.
Which game is this?
I think this was Last Stop. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Right. This game right here piqued my interest as soon from like
this looks interesting
right here. Hell yeah,
it really does. It has that really cool indie aesthetic. It has that inside vibe.
Right. These are for some of the developers.
No, this is Inside. It's from the Inside developer. Yes,
from some of the developers.
That's what this is.
Somerville. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Remember, right when Inside came out,
Last Stop is on Game Pass right now.
It's on Game Pass. Yeah. Right when Inside came out, the team that made it got into a big fight and they broke up. They had a big. Right. As soon as the game came out, it was a monstrous hit. It was over, and I was like, we're never gonna get another Inside. And then like 2 weeks later, this trailer came out. So one side of that crew already started on this game. Oh yeah,
right.
It's like a telltale. I know that you played Last Stop there, Slow-Mo. I did see you playing that. Yeah, so this is from some of the developers that made Inside. So that's why it's got that really cool look.
All right, so what was this? You said this isn't Last Stop?
Somerville.
Oh, Somerville. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then came
the multiplayer reveal, which everybody was hot on, right?
Yeah. Which they should have been.
I'll mention that I mentioned this on PTG, and I'll mention it here as well. What got me even more hyped wasn't even the multiplayer. I think the multiplayer now and the campaign, they still make Halo what it is. But the campaign still gravitates to all of us that want that, that good story campaign, that emotional campaign. And I thought it brought
that a lot of first-person shooters are foregoing.
Right. Yes. So I think Halo brought that back. You saw the connection between Chief and Cortana when he looks.
Well, that's a new Cortana.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, the rogue AI. The rogue AI known as Cortana. She replicated her. Yeah. So Well, there's so many theories out there. People still think it's Cortana taking over. Pretending to be that AI. So, that relationship with him and an AI. That's and Cortana as well. So that just hit all the bells and whistles for me. I'm excited more for the campaign now than I was.
Well, just
before.
1 second. Now look at this.
Mm-hmm.
This shot was important because they were trying to show
Draw distance.
the draw distance, almost no pop in.
Oh, that was deliberately done. You know that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep.
So now somebody's baby's crying.
Oh, you guys can hear him? He's on the other room. My door's closed.
I didn't hear him.
All right. So now let me. You guys have better eyes than me. Is this ray traced here?
No,
it's not. Okay.
None of this. These are all cutscenes. None of these. These are all pre-rendered. None of these have the bells and whistles at the end. We're not. Speaking of that, we're not even sure ray tracing will be there.
When you say it's
at launch,
pre-rendered, right? Like,
yeah, these are all baked. None of this is. If you had a controller in your hand, all of this
obviously
would be happening, and you wouldn't be touching it.
But that's a different from a pre-rendered scene, though, right? Like,
yes.
So what I'm saying is this like the game running in real time? Obviously, you can't control it, but like a scripted action.
Yes. This is a scripted action because at some point it gives you control back. We've seen instances of this. This is where ultimately it meets up with that rogue AI and asks questions about where Cortana is and all that. And in those instances, for a split moment, it does look like you can control it, and then another cutscene starts. So it does give you that, hey, it's a cutscene, but no, you can actually control it. Like this part, you can see stuff, and as soon as he gets in there, you can see that it actually is controllable. And then another cutscene kicks in, and you see the other AI. So it. But
how does that look? Is that representative of what the game is going to look like visually?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We're not sure.
Complaints with the gameplay loop that we saw, like graphics aside, what we saw a year ago, I like the gameplay loop that we saw, and
gameplay was never the problem.
My ass kicked in the preview. The gameplay felt good. So what we're looking for is the visuals. Is this what the visuals will look like, and is this enough? That little piece that we saw there. And it's a shame that we have to do this because they won't show us an actual level playing, but I'm going off of what we have here. Is this what it will look like, and is this enough?
I think it looks like it's what we'll see, and obviously this is another cutscene. So from this perspective, I guarantee if we see this in the game, which I think we will, 100%, we're at the level now where if they're showing you things, it's probably things that are from the game.
1,000%.
It will look like this. Now, when you have controller in hand and you're moving, will it look like this? That's the question. I think it could, but again, we're talking about a game that has been rendered for both. Is that acceptable?
I
think it's absolutely
100%. Yeah,
I'm not in that world where we're comparing.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, to me, if it looks like that scene with the red light where he's going through the space, and that is the level of detail, I think that looks really good. We don't know if we're gonna get that, but I think that's a success.
So, okay.
And
okay.
it looks the way.
Did you get into the multiplayer flight?
He did. Yeah,
you did, right? So what did you think about those graphics?
Exactly. What do you think there?
Yeah.
They were fine, but usually when you're in PvP, those things are toned down a little bit. Toned down.
Right? That's why
that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what you saw was great. Did you like it? Was there any issues with what you saw from the multiplayer that you saw?
Not just that. He just mentioned when you're a multiplayer, they'll tone a lot of things down.
No, so I get that. I know 100% that they'll tone it down.
So on the campaign, you can expect to look visually.
Well, the campaign. Impressive. What I'm saying is the campaign better look better than PvP.
Well, yeah,
and slow-mo. Do you want to explain when you say that's not the part people found unacceptable? What do you mean? I don't know what slow-mo means.
No, yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say, and slow-mo, get back to us. We'll feature you. What I'm trying to say is the multiplayer was highly enjoyable. Graphics were on point. Everybody loved it, and we also know that multiplayer is usually the floor because they have to tone it down for so many people jumping in. We've already established that. So if you enjoyed the multiplayer and you thought the graphics were great and everything was good, it can only get better from there.
But I'm saying it needs to be better. or
Well,
I'm not going to be happy.
It will be. No, but that's the point. It will be, because as we know, as folks who are here, who have some development experience and who have been around this game industry long enough to understand the processes, you know that multiplayer is always the floor. It always is, because there's a lot more people involved. There's a lot more net code and all of that. So the graphics get toned down, as we've already established. So if you like what you see here, which we all did, you can only expect better in the campaign. That's logical. That's fact.
I will say this. I did like the multiplayer, what I played. I thought it looked great for being just in a test flight, just a technical, whatever they called. But I will say this. I am still a bit skeptical on the campaign. What makes me, a little bit skeptical is they've known from a design standpoint, they've known that they were going to make multiplayer free to play from the get-go, right? They'd had to. And the campaign was going to be its own separate entity as well. And for so many, and I know they had a lot of trouble in the studio. They've had, multiple directors at this point, new people coming in, a lot of, big names dropping out, whatever. They've had the time. And for some of the features that have been there for every single Halo not to be there, aka co-op and rate, all the bells and whistles are not going to be there from the get-go, I believe, right? Are they going to include ray tracing now at the launch or no?
See the question.
The fact that we don't know is
where I
kind of
am.
a problem.
That's where
right?
I am.
So
I'm right there with you. That's the part that I'm like, I don't think it'll come day one still, even though they delayed it a year. I still don't see it coming out day one.
Right. So, I'm excited for the tone that I saw on that clip during E3, but don't forget that was just a small clip, right? There's still so many other things that can go,
I just wish they would stop. I wish they would stop giving this game so much of the pressure. Let the game speak for itself. I know that Halo is such a Halo and all that.
That's the community doing that, right?
No, but no, I don't. I disagree. I think Microsoft themselves have also done that. Look, this is it. This is the franchise. This is our franchise. Look at it. It is the great last.
No, but it's not the great last. That's the reverence that you should give Halo. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing that, in my perspective, if you're doing that before you come out the mouth to the public, you better go in the back room and make sure Bonnie Ross and the rest of them have their act together. Otherwise, you're out here talking and in the back room it's shit shows.
I'm going to have something to say in the second half of this show.
That is my problem when it comes to that.
Okay, cool. I got something to say in the second half of this show.
Yeah. I look forward to hearing it. Yes. Now we'll keep the energy the same, as they say.
A Sobo, right?
Oh man, this game right here.
Plague's Tale Requiem. After watching this trailer, I went and played a Plague's Tale for the first time.
Oh wow. Yes.
And that was after the next gen update too, so it was pretty great.
He also got the benefit of all the bug losses.
I'm telling you, man, you just wait to play the games.
I'll be honest with you. You know what stopped me
from
finishing that game?
The guy who doesn't want to wait to play Halo, by the way.
You know what stopped me from finishing that game? These rats, bro. I just couldn't do it. After a while, I couldn't do it.
I had to play this game at night because the missus is definitely afraid of them, and she couldn't take the sound.
It crawls me. I just couldn't do it.
Okay, so
I love the game. It's so interesting, but because of all them rats, I'm just couldn't do it.
Doesn't that look like the chick who played? I mean, she's been in a lot of things. Didn't they have Amicia looking like from Star Wars, the episode 1 through 3? What's her name?
No,
you're talking about what's her name? She just
did 12 minutes.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying episode 1 through 3.
Oh, you're talking about Jesus. She did she's in so many movies. How come
you mean Tran?
No.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman. Yes.
Oh, Natalie Portman?
No, that's
look at it again. Look at it again.
Nah.
Aren't you king of the rewind? Let's go. All right.
That's draw distance.
That's beautiful. Bro,
I mean,
that's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Talking about a Sobo here.
Okay, so
Hold on,
Slow-Mo
let's
came
see her
in
face.
and
Yeah, he's
and
saying what he was
clarified.
trying to say. What he was trying to say was that gameplay was never the issue that people had with the game. It was more the actual graphics. So
No,
saying
but
that the gameplay was good,
that's what I'm
it's true.
saying, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying people didn't have issues with the graphics. I'm saying how much of a graphical upgrade can we expect? And we don't know this yet. We need to see it playing. But if that click right there was representative of what the campaign will look like, is that even enough to do the Halo brand justice? That's what I'm asking.
Hey, it's
And I
better
know
than
we have to
what they
see
showed
it.
last year. I'll tell you that.
If it looks like that while you're playing it, is that good enough?
Speaking of graphics,
that's my
real
question.
quick, see what you're looking at right now. What do you think of what you're looking at right now?
I don't like any of this, but I've never
don't think
really
it looks
been into
good?
Far Cry. No,
I'm not talking about
I don't
Far Cry.
think.
I'm just saying, look at the graphics you're seeing on screen. Do you think this is great looking graphics? Do you think this is shitty?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's bad mocap. I think the textures are good. They need some more dots on the face.
We've seen better, more realistic representations of humans than this cartoony
the
stuff.
animations look real robot-y. It does nothing for me. Like absolutely nothing. I'm not even going to try this game, even if it was in Game Pass.
See, and the thing is, see how this looks. When you see this in action, at least from what they showed in action, it doesn't look better. Like it looks worse.
I think Slow-Mo's still misunderstanding me. I'm not saying that can be. I'm saying if it is.
If it is,
so let me ask you a question.
The hypothetical situation where it is.
The hypothetical.
What do you think about Stalker 2?
I thought Stalker 2 looked fantastic.
Fantastic,
amazing. Way better than this.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is
this should look more like Stalker 2 graphic wise. That's what they should be going for.
If Halo Infinite can look as good in real gameplay as what we saw right there, is that good enough? And I think it won't be good enough for some people, but I think it actually looks really good.
I think if you watch that back in 4K, it looks pretty good.
To be fair,
in my
though,
opinion,
comparing Stalker 2 to any other game, comparing Stalker 2 to this is unfair because Stalker 2 is a next-gen only game that's not on old hardware. This is on old hardware. This is on the OG Xbox One, VCR, and the PS4.
There go
Stalker
old
2
hardware.
is not.
There go old hardware holding us back.
No. It's not old hardware holding us back.
I get it.
But if you're on a mobile processor from way back in the day, you can't expect magic in 2022, 2023. You're on an old processor from way back in the day. That's where they mean by that, you know? There's more nuances to it than that, but people just like the slogans of, it's holding us back. It's not that simple.
I mean, you just said supporting the old hardware is making us get bullshit Far Cry.
AI bullshit. No one said bullshit. Stop.
I said it. I said bullshit. I have no interest in Far Cry. None.
I didn't say it was bullshit. I'm just saying if you want to push the envelope further, then you must get rid of some of the CPUs that have been used. So
Dayron says, author, you should check out his book, by the way. Very good. I just started getting into it. Aaron, plug the link to your book in
please.
In the chat.
We'll put it in the chat.
But he says that it's also coming on Unreal Engine 5.
Engine 5, exactly. That's the point.
Yeah, so are we actually going to get this thing in January 2022 if it's Unreal 5?
Bro, you can. We don't. That's a whole different conversation.
I'm saying it might be delayed, is what I'm saying.
But that's a different conversation. What I'm saying is you can't compare an Unreal Engine 5 game that has no one's ever seen a released Unreal Engine 5 game. It is that new, and now you're comparing it to Far Cry 6, which is going to run on Xbox One.
We have the master slander in the billion. Then the man I learned all the slander from, Optimus.
There he is. Stop code.
He was over there spreading lies about the Xbox account this morning, saying they unfollowed Marvel on some unsubstantiated evidence. But we don't want to talk about that.
Stop with the slander. Continue. Move on. Stop with the slander. All right. So we're on shredders. Okay.
Right.
There was a time when these type of games, SSX, were the tip of the spear. I still play SSX, like the OG Xbox version of SSX on the Series X with all the upgrades and whatnot. Is there a room for a game like this in 2021?
There is, but this ain't it, Chief.
Actually, I don't know. I've
I don't
never
know.
been
This
into
does
these
nothing.
What
games.
is your opinion on it?
No, SSX was great. I love that game, and if they bring it back, I'm there day one. This
So
is no
you want
SSX.
more arcadey? This is
Yes.
too sim for you.
Yes, this is too like Tony Hawk ish, and except
Well, but
not
Tony
good.
Hawk was very sim. Tony Hawk was very arcade. You know. This is not Skate. Look, okay, there's Skate, and then there's Tony Hawk, right? There's Forza Motorsport, then there's Forza, Horizon. This looks more Horizon than it does Motorsport to me. Even though you're right, SSX was really, really in the arcade.
I'm not seeing enough lights and particle effects.
Enough
That's all I'm
bang
saying.
and enough
need
neon.
fireworks. This
You need
this doesn't
what's
do
the
it
name?
for me.
The Pirate Radio, Pirate Radio Big from SSX. You need that, right?
I think this is going
hear
to
you.
potentially do well as well. I think this is going
I
to fall
think
into
so.
that category
Yeah.
that a lot of people have been missing, or kind of like what you mentioned. Some of the people that just like those kind of games. I think this is going to hit well with them. For
It's
sure.
not going to fall into the category of my backlog. I'll tell you
Oh
that
no,
right now.
mine either.
I'll give it a shot.
These
I
games
mean,
are
if
not
it's
for
in
me.
Game Pass, it being in Game Pass at least warrants a shot. Like the Descenders bike game, I didn't really. I wouldn't have never played it, but it was in Game Pass. I gave it a shot, and it's actually pretty good. So to me, this falls in that category. So most people have heard about this game. I've been keeping an eye on this game for a long time, even before people knew about it. This to me is Russian Kojima. That's what I think of this game.
Atomic Heart.
Atomic Heart is so wild and so nuts. And I was there day one before they even said it was coming to consoles, and now it's Game Pass day one.
Yeah.
So I'm like super. I mean, I couldn't be more excited for a game than I am for this thing because it's just strange and friggin' weird.
What I found most interesting too, this was showcased
And the ray
on the
tracing is
ID
awesome on
Xbox.
PC, by the way.
This was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I was blown away by that. I was
Well,
like,
because
this game.
they're technically indie developers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
After I saw that I was blown away by it. This game looks
It's
absolutely
freaking
out of
wild.
control, man.
This trailer doesn't do it justice. Go on the web, go on YouTube, and try to find the one that Nvidia has been pimping for them. The ray tracing, the graphics, the way it looks. This is a showpiece for any console that gets their hands on it. It's amazing looking.
But is it okay? I'll give it. No. It's
I would say before you yuck my yum, go look it up. Not this trailer. This
right
trailer
here had
seemed
me
to be like,
interested
oh,
too.
it's okay. Like go check it out on what Nvidia did with it. It's really interesting. And then of course we have this one.
Oh,
Another
man.
indie, very, very interesting
man.
looking.
I'll tell you what, though, if you're a fan of indie games and anything
And
related
if you're a
to
fan
indie,
of
they've been
pixel
killing
art.
it.
Pixel art, yeah.
Oh man,
This is like ray traced pixel art. It's insane. You'll see it when the reflections show. Very much. What is it? The last night, or is it the first night? Last night, right? With a KNIGHT. Same art style. The other game that was showed.
A lot of people thought it was.
this,
A lot of people thought it was the last night.
thought it was that. Yes, yes. And after this game was shown, that dev that did last night started tweeting on his Twitter account that his game is still alive. Because we were like, what was it? 2016 it was shown or whatever. And it still hasn't really materialized, but he is still out there saying he's still working on it. So hopefully we will see that eventually. But this looks absolutely amazing. It really does.
I'm down for this right here.
Yeah.
And this little battle right here, just a duel between these two. Oh, come on. Let me break your arm real quick. Crack.
No, this looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that idea of fusing old school pixel art style with all the new features that the new hardware and the artifacts and everything that the new graphics processing can bring. It's a very good infusion that they've done there. I think it's great.
Yeah, Replace looks like it's gonna be a big hit.
2022. Do we know when in 2022?
Not yet.
Sometime.
Just 2022.
When it's ready. When it's ready.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Dayron, share the link in the regular chat so everybody could get it. Share the Amazon link.
Yep. Now, of course, then we have Grounded. I played Grounded for a while, and then I stopped playing it because as we've already established, I kind of like a story. I want a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is really good multiplayer. It really is. It's fun. I'm like anti-spider, so I had to turn on that spider.
Unless it's Spider-Man.
Oh boy, like this. Yeah, when you see them spiders, whoa! It's the whole damn screen, and you're like this big. Anyway, the game itself is great. It's really fun.
This game does
for about an hour. This
game does nothing for me.
Yeah.
No, I get
After I
that.
played
Remember,
it.
we are the hardcore, but remember, this is the Netflix of games, right? So they're not only catering to you, right?
I'm
And I
100%.
honestly
Yeah.
think there is a market for this game, and people clowned it, but it is fun. I've enjoyed it. Again, I'm not a multiplayer guy. If they present a full single player narrative driven kind of campaign, I may give it a shot. But this game runs best when you're running around and screaming with your friends. And as we've said, good luck getting all your boys together when they all have kids and wives and jobs. It becomes problematic. So,
Oh man,
I respect
you guys hear
it,
the
but I may
baby
not
crying
be
in the
playing it.
background, right?
No,
Oh,
not
no,
this
no,
time.
no. I'm good. I'm just saying I know how you feel there, Cyber.
Yeah.
Right now, wifey's keeping them at bay so we can have this conversation. So I love it. People who clown it, I don't understand. Stop.
Oh,
I say look beyond yourself.
Scrub Nurse has entered the
Yes,
chat.
sir.
What's happening?
Yes, sir. Scrub Nurse, how
What's
goes
up,
the good
Scrub Nurse?
sir? So yes.
Did we shout out A Rodimus?
Yes, we did.
When
Yes,
he
we
came
did.
on. Yeah,
Just making sure.
Indeed. Yep. So yeah,
You said
another one of
Grounded
these
got
games
his
that
A Rodimus says Grounded got his 10-year-old off Roblox for a minute.
Oh wow, that's
But
good. Yeah.
but only a minute.
just for a minute.
By the way, what a miss that I don't care about Roblox, but just seeing how much money they made after the IPO. What a miss that they didn't scoop that up.
Who, the Xbox didn't
Microsoft.
scoop it up? Bro,
Yeah.
Roblox has been
Not a miss for me, but
Roblox has been on Xbox platform forever. Like people play
long time.
on console. It's Xbox. It's not PlayStation.
No, I'm
So
just
they've been
saying
eating off of Roblox for a long time.
I'm just saying revenue wise for the Xbox.
Sure, but they don't need to buy everything. They got Minecraft. They don't need.
I'm
Roblox.
not saying we need it as gamers. I'm saying business wise,
business move. Yeah, I hear
it
you.
was a miss for them. They
hear
should have been able to.
I would look. If you want to have conversations about misses, I'll talk to you about KOTOR. Screw Roblox, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh man, okay.
Oh, we're gonna come
We'll
to the
get to that.
We're gonna
Trust
get
me,
to
we'll
it.
get to
But
that.
yes,
Yeah.
but no, yeah, Roblox is good. They enjoyed themselves. Here we go.
Wait, hold on. Gabe O has a comment here.
Okay.
He says, so you guys saying that I should have waited until 2022 or 2023 to get the next gen system to be able to play fully optimized games in next gen? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying,
Bo, I will say one thing. I'll go ahead, everyone. I'll let you finish. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I it is nice to play the current games in with this upgraded performance, right?
They were
the if you're still running on a regular hard drive, good luck to you. And who knows when you'll be able to get one. So I definitely recommend getting them now. And there's things to play, especially on the PlayStation side. When we look at Ratchet and Clank and we look at Demon Souls. So I think it's a good move. Hey,
I disagree. I'm gonna follow. Everyone's normal energy.
I got some people that could use your Xbox and PlayStation if you don't want them, sir.
No. But hear me on this. Maybe you don't understand why I'm disagreeing. I am NLB, newest, latest, best, and I will always be that way. It is what it is, right? But when I buy the next gen console, I know what to expect. I know there will be a bunch of crap. I know there'll be a bunch of and I like to modify hardware when it's all said and done. So I like having the first revision because the additional revisions, then they start tightening up the security. So I will always be first day adopter, but Everborn is right when they say never buy the first version of the game. Wait a little bit, whether it be software or hardware, because those of you who have been smarter than me and waited and are now playing God of War and are now playing all those, y'all are getting the best experience possible. And that will continue to be the same even for PS5 and Series X consoles. If you wait a little while, like right now they're forcing you to wait, it's not the worst thing that you're waiting. By the time it'll be on the shelves and anybody can just play it, it'll be so much better anyway, right? Everybody's just going to be able to just enjoy themselves and play it at the best possible clip. If you were to jump into the Ascent right now, you'll have the best multiplayer experience, co-op experience, ray-traced experience that you've ever had. Me, I had a shit show when it came to co-op for a little while. Ray tracing didn't happen until I had already beaten the game. Shout out to Mr. Double Barrel Gaming himself.
Oh,
What's
Boom,
happening?
going
What's
on,
happening? What's happening?
Yes. So my
Oh, no,
point
no,
is,
no.
don't
Wait,
be
hold
like
on.
me. Yes,
Slow-mo says, are we going to talk about the Redfall leak? Yes, we are. I was waiting until the trailer came up.
Apologies. I have not. You catch me unawares, please.
Oh, you don't know about it?
When we get
I don't know about it either.
When we get there, y'all should tell me.
Go to windowscentral.com right now.
Okay.
While we're coming to that, just go there in the background and look at those pictures.
I will say I will mention something quickly about the consoles. I do remember when the beginning of 2020, when there were a lot of developers saying, "Hey, the next gen features for so and so game are not going to come out with the game." I think in the beginning it was Assassin's Creed Valhalla wasn't going to come out. And I remember this specifically because I mentioned this on Primetime Gaming. Shout out to Boom. Mondays 8 p.m. All right, guys. 7 p.m. now. Sorry.
Indeed.
I had mentioned, why not? And I got a lot of flack for this. So I was just like, why not just delay these consoles? We're going through a pandemic right now. Why not just delay these consoles another year, release it? We could have had all this time for developers to get their games ready and things like that, and actually play these games to, their higher fidelity or how they were intended to be played. Now, I will admit that when these consoles release, I do appreciate the fact that we do have, the FM, the frames per second boost. We're getting all these bells and whistles, all these additional features, I should say, to these some older games, and eventually you'll get to play these games to, with the ray tracing, and some of these games come ready. But at that time, I thought for sure, I was just like, listen, everyone is buying. You guys are, advertising power consistently and what this machine is capable to do. But unfortunately, at release, we're not seeing any of that for at least, 6 months, right? 6-7 months now. That's when everything is coming to fruition. So I was a big supporter of, at that time, delaying the console potentially another year. But once I got my hands on it, man, they released it that year, and of course I have to get my hands on one, so I can't be mad.
Were you able to get the PlayStation as well, or no?
No, the PlayStation, I'm still trying to get one.
You're still trying to get your hands on it. Okay.
Yeah, like I'm on the same boat with the 3080, like I mentioned to you before the show. It's tough, man.
I was lucky. My F5 game was strong that day. Yeah. I happened to be working that day, and because I was working, I'm next to my laptop. So when PlayStation went, tomorrow's when the pre-orders will open, I'm like, okay, turn to my work machine, and then Walmart goes, screw it, let's do it right now. I'm like, oh no, F5. And I got my hand. Actually, ultimately, I got my hands on 3. I ended up giving the other 2 to other friends of mine who were looking as well. But yeah, awesome. I was lucky enough to get.
So
my hands on
now we're looking at Flight Sim.
Yep, this is the first time they showed Flight Sim image for Xbox.
Running on the Series X.
Yep.
All right, and then
I played it on the X. Yeah,
and then right before this,
on the S. It's beautiful.
What did we see right before this?
Give me a second here. Let's read. Actually, see, we were so busy talking, we missed it. Let's go back. Oh, Age of Empires.
Okay.
Age of Empires, and then Flight Sim.
Is Age of Empires ever coming to console?
That's a good question, bro. That's a very good question.
Not that I would play it, but I'm saying after Flight Sim came out.
Still, no, you are right. But see, here's the funny thing about Age of Empires.
Unlike Flight
Sim,
really
unlike Flight Sim, where they've
keyboard.
been able to kind of do their best and kind of put the controls as best as they can for Flight Sim, Age of Empires is all control, like all keyboard mouse. But which makes me think that okay, they're not going to do that. But they've also spent so much energy, so much time, and I'm part of the Insider program. They spent a whole bunch of the Xbox One gen in the Insider program trying to fine-tune keyboard mouse, and they did, and it's great. No one's plugged it in, but when they do, it works just like a PC does.
But isn't that an opportunity to just sell keyboards with the game? Like,
bro, go right now and check
custom
Razer's keyboard mouse. No.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. I know what it is.
It's just way too expensive. It is way
Yeah.
too expensive,
Oh.
and it kind of just came and
But-
went. Had they dropped the price, had they sold it with Age of Empires, like you're saying, hey, here's Age of Empires, the $100 bundle that comes with the keyboard mouse built in.
Here we go.
Oh,
The
that would've been
I will say one thing about
mouth-watering
mouse
part
and keyboard.
of the preview.
Yes, it was
Preview.
the mouse and keyboard
Simon.
part for Age of Empires. And it's like, I guarantee you, only a small percentage of gamers that play on console even know about that feature at the moment. You know,
Yeah,
it's there.
exactly.
It's been there for a long time, but people just want to.
I don't know if I don't know if I want
Mm-hmm.
them to learn about it.
No, but
I don't want to be playing
but it's
against
true.
mouse
See,
and
but that's the
keyboard
problem,
people.
though. But that's the
Right.
problem. People are very much, we're console gamers. We're PC gamers. Microsoft, at least from a technical perspective, they are trying to say this is hardware to get you to the games. Doesn't matter what you are. Hardware to get to games, right? So in that respect, I think they've done a great job. Where I criticize them is they make it, it's good, it works great, you tell no one. What?
Right.
Come on
right,
now.
right.
Not only did you make it, not only did you take
But
multiple
you-
iterations, because I tested it myself. Like they had us testing it for many, many, many months. And then when it finally became a well-oiled machine, not only there was like, okay, it's great now, then they went to Razer and had Razer come out with this awesome, like it's a keyboard, it's a mouse that doesn't fall off the desk. So you can
Right.
literally have the keyboard and mouse on you and the mouse won't fall off and there's space for it to move. It's really cool, interesting idea. But it's almost like they spent all that time and energy working on it, but they possibly had an idea of a game to come with it at that time, and that game never materialized. So it kind of went, okay, well, this hardware's here. When the game gets there, then we'll
Age
do
of
it.
Empires the killer app to
Exactly.
get people on it?
Exactly. No, you're 100% right, bro. And
I
that's
just wanna
the reason
point
why
out-
I'm criticizing them,
I wanna
because they
point
should
out
be doing that.
for sure.
I want to point out here more dates. There's just dates on everything here.
Oh, don't worry. We're
Or
close.
time
We're getting
reader.
close to the end of it. When we hit the end, I will share that little spreadsheet thing that we have. I'll put that on the screen so we can take stock of the games we've seen and the dates that have been produced for them.
Code makes a good point. For once,
Stop with the
he
thing.
says he has the Razer mouse and keyboard for Xbox. The problem is not
Yep.
every game
Not too many
supports it.
games
It's
support it, yes.
and that will confuse the average customer.
Well, but that's the chicken and egg
that doesn't
situation.
know.
When they see that Razer keyboard, awesome keyboard. That thing has been around since before the Series X was even a thought. Okay, that thing has been working, and they've gotten that thing well oiled way back when. Had they been more full-throated, with the announcement and the hey people, the Xbox is now as capable of a keyboard mouse machine as it is a controller. Had they been doing that more, then maybe these devs would be putting those features, those compatibilities into games that support it.
I heard that
Why
about the
can't you
Kinect,
play-
and it didn't work out real well. That's all I'm
Listen,
saying.
I think
come
it's
on,
the same
Kinect
thing with.
that's not the same argument. The
Yeah.
Kinect is a weird peripheral that they needed to teach you. A keyboard and mouse is a part and parcel of a PC experience that everybody already knows. That's a big reason why people went to PC. All they
I
have
think
It's
to do is
also the
let people-
reason why
Another feature
people
that they
stay
have.
away from PC and stay on console. But
Yeah,
that's
No, but
another
that's
feature that they
choice,
have
bro.
that they don't
That's
advertise
choice.
well, I think, is
Uh-huh.
FPS boost frames. You know, that's,
they
that's something
advertise that a lot.
Do you think so? Listen,
I think
They
so.
do, but it's more on a game by game basis rather than a
Exactly.
system feature, right? But they
But if
can't
they
do
had-
that because it's not a system feature. It's a system feature that each game decides whether they want or not. That's what makes that message a little muddy.
I think potentially what you could do is you can literally put two games of the same, side. You could put the same game side by side, and that's something visually you get a good representation of what it's doing. So if you're just a casual or somebody looking into a system or something like that, and you're getting all these benefits, that's I think FPS boost is
FPS boost is
it's
a great feature.
it's a great feature. It's amazing.
Yeah,
And
I
kind of like
completely
with this whole keyboard and mouse and going to different
And
missed opportunities for Microsoft.
Let's get
It's just
representation from Slow Mo Backslap, our resident PC gamer with the 360 controller.
PC stand.
No.
So
Look, and let's be clear here, okay? This is me not saying it's a shortcoming because they should or they shouldn't. It's about choice. This man gets to use the 360 on his PC, right? 360 controller on his PC because that's his choice, right? I
That's
like
right.
that
Slow-mo
Xbox
still
is
uses a
still about
360
that
controller,
choice.
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he does.
And he also uses Xbox One controller. I like that it's about that choice. And obviously, when you give them that choice, then there are ramifications that come with it. Oh, you're on console. Are you going to play against other console players with controller? Obviously, they have ways of identifying what input you're using, and they'll match you with that. It doesn't have to be just logistically. Oh well, now you're going to cheat. You know, it's not that simple. It could all be regulated pretty well. So yes, I think that the keyboard stuff has worked well on the console, but they have done a bad job advertising it, and as such, consumers don't know it as well as they should, and as such, devs have no reason to add that feature in because consumers don't know it, and probably devs don't really know it, right? So as you're saying, what if they came out like they started showing that what do you call it, Diablo remake that they're showcasing? What if that came with a keyboard mouse bundle, something like that? Show a killer game that people love with a keyboard mouse bundle, and the keyboard mouse bundle should be a cost effective one, not that $250 joint that nobody wants to pay for because nobody plays keyboard and mouse on your console anyway. Make it a $99 joint, even if it means cutting a little corners here and there to get people into the mix. That's my opinion.
Can we highlight Slow-Mo's latest comment? And that's why I rock with Slow-Mo.
Oh man, see, so if you're the slanderer, he is the king of savagery. The slander and the savagery.
Pixel Bit G has entered the chat.
Yes, what's going on, Pixel? Welcome.
What's up, man?
And you know why Code came, because he knows we're gonna review the PlayStation thing next.
Oh, stop.
Wait till he gets in the chat.
It's not. Look, let's be real here. At least I'll tell you from my perspective, right? I am so hyped about all the stuff I saw on Xbox, and I'm hyped for all the stuff I saw on PlayStation. I am just here to talk to y'all about the games that we will be playing. It's not about that BS. And if y'all about that BS, that's for you.
See, that's bot talk, allegedly.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, of course, yeah. You know.
All right.
So genuine bot talk. Never mind.
All right. So now GTA 7. Did it look as good as this?
Stop it. We haven't even seen GTA 7 yet.
We saw.
You can ask that question once we've seen the PlayStation show in the next 20 minutes. We didn't see it on Thursday. We're watching the Xbox show right now. Stop it. The slander will commence after we've seen both shows. We're still in the middle of the Xbox show there, Gabo. So pump the brakes with the slander. I know that people are itching for the smoke.
All right, I want to talk about this Elite V2 controller that Slow-Mo got, because he couldn't wait for the V3, which he knows is going to get announced any week now.
Nah, no way.
You mean the Elite controller? I have the Elite controller myself. Yeah.
Yeah, but why couldn't he wait? He knew another one was coming.
But I guess
who says another one is coming anytime soon? That's one thing the Microsoft is very good at.
They release a new controller every week.
Yeah, but it's never the hardware one. They just keep painting it. What did they release last week?
Exactly.
The painted version of this one. By the time they release this one, the version 3, it'll be halfway in the middle of the gen, I bet.
And they
don't want to release hardware
edition.
just to release hardware.
Exactly.
They want to have some reason to release it.
They don't release hardware just to release hardware?
No, they release hardware when they have something new to show. If they release version 3,
the Halo edition controller and Shang-Chi.
No, see, you're
hardware,
ruining
right?
No. You're messing the argument. What I'm saying is they don't release new hardware. What you're talking about is the same hardware with a skin on it. They don't release new hardware until they have something new to show. If they release this again, which they just did, right? It's the same hardware with a green skin.
How about this? Give me a time frame. We'll put a bet on it.
Oh, stop it. I think you'll get another.
Has to buy the other a controller. That's the bet.
Stop it. I think you'll get both. Oh yeah, and by the way, the low latency mode just showed up on this thing. So mine now has the low latency firmware, so it's actually really usable on the series now. I think you will see both a V3 and a more...
Pause this.
Okay. I think you'll see a V3 and a more premium headset from them before, like, the end of the gen.
Holiday next year.
You're talking next year?
Yeah.
I would say maybe 2 years. Maybe
it came out in 2019, though. I think this Series 2 came out in 2019. So, yeah, I would say holiday next year.
Okay, so before we head to the end of this, let's at least stop for a moment and take a look at what's on screen here. All right. So this is everything from this year. Everything from this year so far, right?
With dates.
With dates, yes, and obviously there's a bunch of multiplats in here. You know, I would say, well, let's see, 1, 2. They're scattered. They're not really like. Let's see. I see. Back for Blood is a multiplat. Dark
I'm
Alliance
ready for
was a
Origami
multiplat.
too, bro. That game is.
Yep.
It's gonna be
Yep.
good.
Yep. Origami
The
2.
Gunk, which I'm
The
still
Gunk is not a
interested
multiplat.
No,
Hello,
I'm not
Hello
saying
Neighbor
multiplat.
2.
I'm just saying I'm highlighting the ones that I'm interested in.
The ones that you're excited about. Yeah, me too. I'm so about the Gunk. I've been looking for the Gunk for a while. So this, how many of these have already been released? Do you think? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The first row, except for maybe Sable and Origami.
Yep, all of those have been released.
And
It's really the
first row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only the first row.
And
Psychonauts
Psychonauts
and Flight Simulator.
Sim.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
still
just this
even
year.
on deck. This is even so. Hold on, let's just be clear here. These are still games coming out this year. So we have Origami 2 still coming. We have Sable. I'm sorry,
Sable.
F with an S, still coming. We have Scorned still coming. Obviously, we have Back for Blood, Shredders,
and
Among Us.
We are highlighting these dates for a reason.
Well, no. We're just establishing. Okay, let's move.
No. Listen. Remember when I said you don't show a gun in Act 1 if you don't plan on using it by Act 3?
Bang bang.
So
this man is using like
I just showed you
literal
the
language, literal process language of writing to then to inform his smoke. That's what's about to happen. This is gonna be interesting. All right, so he's the man is out there. He's summarizing. Oh, it's gonna be a great year. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna skip a little because we're already at an hour and 20, and we still have a 40-minute show for the PlayStation to show. So
this is
yes,
it. This is Redfall. We got to see Redfall.
Yeah.
Redfall's important.
Okay, we'll see Redfall. Hold up. There you go. It should be right about here. Yeah, it's gonna start in a second.
It might be the only one. I mean, Redfall looked interesting, but
You're gonna ask the question. Are you the only one who's not interested in it? I was about to say, who's interested in it?
I'm not saying
I might be interested less
in it, but I wasn't
after the leak.
I didn't see the leak, so
I'm looking at the video. I'm looking on RadioCentral.com right now, and I saw some of the images, and but then again, this is basically kind of like The Last of Us 2. Remember what they did there? Throwing out like context-less screenshots and parts that kind of show the worst of itself, but then the game came out and was amazing. The screenshots don't look great, but then again, how long has this game been in development? We don't know where they came from, or anonymous poster. So I would take, yes, I hear you, but I would take all of it with a grain of salt because it seems like there's an agenda with this.
It's also supposed to be like allegedly, according to Paul Tassi, a Borderlands-style looter shooter.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. I can see that.
Are you happy about that?
Not necessarily, but then again, I've already made my point clear on this. I think they should start, and to be clear, I know that in the second or the third revisions of some of these studios, they will start branching out more. But in the first or second round, I suspect they're just going to continue making their core competencies, and that tends to all be that first-person shooter thing. There are too many first-person shooters in the mix right now for me. So, but that doesn't mean that I'm the only one. That whole selfish gamer thing, I get that, but I appreciate that other people like it.
I think that Xbox is, and this is just the nature of purchasing Bethesda and Obsidian. I think they're just too heavily leveraged on first-person perspective games. Not saying every game needs to be third person, but
no, I hear you. But then again, like I was saying to you, all of them were brought in doing that, right? So just like Turn 10 was brought in making racing games, how many of them did they make until they started branching out to Fable, right? You will eventually get to a place where these guys that are known for X start doing Y, but that'll come later. right? How many times does Fable, Fable is going to be their first iteration, just like on the PlayStation side, right? You have the Resistance team branching out and doing something interesting, and now they're finding out that, hey, they're as good as you thought, right?
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm.
All right, slow-mo. I say try it. It is very weird. It might not be for you. I thought it was really cool. Like, as a guy who's a kid of the '80s, hair bands and all of that, rock and roll and all of that, I really appreciate what they're doing. It may not be for everybody. If you're not a hair band, rock and roll kind of dude, it may not speak to you.
Anybody in the chat, is anyone else playing Sonic Colors?
Why you keep bringing up Sonic?
That's the question. Yeah, right. He keeps bringing up Sonic. He is Mr. Sega apologist. He still thinks that Sega makes AAA games like non-Sony AAA games.
This is
in 2021.
No, that's not true. I don't think that. I think that they
He keeps saying buy Sega, Microsoft. Make Sonic the mascot. What are we in 1995?
Yes, I do believe that. Yes, I want him to do that.
You saw Sonic Colors. He's in 3D. Are you enjoying yourself?
I've had 90 seconds of it, but no.
Yeah. Are you enjoying yourself?
Not yet.
Moving on.
Sonic on. Walked about 10 feet, but then I said, nope, turned it right off.
No, it was just like, this doesn't really feel like a
it's
platform.
An IP from a different time, and they're trying to turn it into something new.
Make Sonic great again.
Bro, Sonic was great for its time. You can't. It's like saying make Duke Nukem great again. No, leave him where he belongs, in the past. Get out of here with that. Just because Mario has been able to do it doesn't mean all the other old school cats can't too. Where's the new Pac-Man game?
I don't want all the other old school cats. I want a competent Sonic game. Is that too much to ask?
You have a competent Sonic game, and it's on many consoles. It's just Sonic not any new ones. Yes, okay. Sonic Mania. There you go.
Yeah, but
then you can play your pseudo-modern place.
They're still using pixelized graphics in that, and I wish they would have updated
because it's of its time. Yes, that's of its time. And every time they show you a Sonic Colors, you go, nah, that's not it. That's why they go back to the pixel.
No, hold on. I've heard good things about it. I'm going to give it a shot. All right, we can skip past this. This is like the.
All right, so this is the summary and all of that. Okay, so let us. We've seen all of that. Let me put this on the screen. Right. Let me put this on the screen. This was.
Oh, they don't like lists. They don't like.
Oh, and shout out to what is it? Elgond Gaming. He was on Twitter. He posted this. The only mistake I see in here is that this should be 2022, not 2021. But besides that, this is basically what we've seen so far, right? So real quick before we head to the next one, right? We have Starfield 2022, right? November 11th, 2022. Stalker, April 2022. Back for Blood this year. 12 minutes. We've played it.
Very good.
Party Animals 2022. Hades, we've played it.
I'm trying to get
Somerville 2022.
Looking forward to
Plague
it.
Tale,
Can't wait.
Slime Rancher, my daughter cannot wait. Shredders 2021.
Absolutely not.
I'll give that a shot. This is TBD. I am still waiting for the damn date. I'm so excited. I will probably play this on PC because that's where it'll shine brightest, but I'm still looking forward to it, and I'll get to do that because it's on Gamepass.
I'll give Atomic Heart a shot.
Replaced.
Looks very good.
Hell yeah.
Hype for it. Ayuden Chronicle.
The Ayuden Chronicles, both the 100 Heroes and the Rising 2022 and 2023. So they basically like pointed their shot. You want a Japanese game? We have one for you next year, and we have another one for you the year after that.
You need more than that. But the Ascent, I had to stop playing the Ascent because Psychonauts came out.
Yep, the Ascent right now. When it came out,
co-op and the Ascent, hit me up.
Yeah, you know what, Cyber? I might do that too. I might do that because when I first started, I wanted to play the whole game, and I've done that now. And now they've fixed all those bugs, so we're gonna get back to it because it's a game that I think deserves that co-op love. Anyway, we're moving on. More here to be shown. TBD on Contraband, right? Avalanche Studios, Sea of Thieves, Pirates crossover already came out. Fallout Steel Rain also already came out. We have the Fallout 76 Expeditions: The Pit that's coming out next year. We have Elder Scrolls Online coming out already out, right?
Quick question: what's
Halo
the
Infinite
supposed to be? Is that supposed to be their battle royale? Are they putting?
What?
Sorry, which one?
I don't know what the pit
The
is.
pit. The pit
Yeah.
is a PvP kind of situation for them.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because by and large, Fallout 76 is a PvE kind of environment. The
I've
pit
never
tends to be
played Fallout
more
76.
PvP style. At least that's what I'm kind of sensing from everything they've shown about it. So then you have your Halo Infinite multiplayer, which will be in December 8th, 2021. Halo Infinite campaign, same day.
Let's
Grounded.
go. Don't
Grounded is
care.
already out.
Not
Age of
gonna play
Empires
it.
4
Yes.
coming out this year.
Let's go. Outer Worlds,
Outer Worlds
2.
2. I
How
assume,
far
but it's just
along
an
is
assumption
that?
on me
Is that a
that
2023
2023,
game? Okay.
2024. I wouldn't be surprised, right?
Okay, Flight
Then we have
Sim. Let's go.
Flight Sim already out.
Every time
They're
there's a
gonna be
big
coming out with their
hurricane, I
update.
just flew into Ida.
That's right. And by the way, the Top Gun Mavericks DLC has been pushed back to match the movie. They didn't push it back for themselves. They pushed it back so that the movie would line up.
I need guns in it, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
All right.
but even though that's been pushed back, the thing that is there now, whichever one you were asking for, there's actually competition now. You can race, you can do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, is it not a game now code? No,
Stop
joking.
it. Go, what you doing?
Code about to get you, bro.
Right? He's out there going. And then we got Forza 5 coming, which is exciting. And
All right,
now, of
very
course,
exciting.
we have Redfall Summer 2022.
All right,
which-
Redfall leaks real quick. What do we think?
Okay.
Real quick, and then we
like
go
you
to
said,
PlayStation.
I just literally, I did not know it was a thing. Literally, as you spoke about it, I just saw it. What I'm seeing is not necessarily the happiest looking thing. Do we know if this thing is exclusive to the new gen or the old gen? Do we know if it's cross? Because it's looking cross to me.
I don't know. I don't have an answer.
It's looking. I don't
thought
know.
It was next gen.
I'm just looking at it from what I see, and it's looking cross to me. But again, as Code said in the chat a little while ago, it is not fair to judge.
So what about it being a Borderlands type game? Are you cool with that?
Again, it is not fair to judge. It could be mad fun. It could be. What I don't like about Borderlands, what I have not liked about Borderlands' style so far is their humor is a little ridiculous, and I kind of don't like it. And they're there for the guns, but they're not really letting the guns shine. Like Borderlands 3, I played it. It didn't really speak to me.
It's all gonna be about that gameplay loop, man. If they make something that's gonna keep people coming back, sure. Borderlands, Destiny, Destiny, whether you like it or not, consistently people are consistently playing that game. Why? Because they enjoyed that gameplay loop.
The moment-to-moment game.
You remember the Telltale Borderlands game, the tie-in they did?
Yeah. Oh, bro,
yeah, really
that's
good.
my favorite Borderlands game. My favorite. Oh, I love it. I hope they make another one. It's so good. Hilarious. The writing was great. Even though the gameplay was, but we were there for the writing, and it was top notch. So I'm there for it.
This is why I wish somebody would have saved Telltale games.
Yeah, their style has permeated in the environment. We have a lot of interesting games now coming. If you play,
Everborn, you played that Telltale Batman game, or?
Yeah, I still need to do that.
I own it, but I haven't played it yet.
Really? Yeah, I own it on multiple platforms, and I haven't played it.
I have to finish the Game of Thrones one because I'm halfway through the Game of Thrones one, and I
didn't play the Game of Thrones. I started that one. I didn't finish it.
I got the Telltale Super Uber bundle from Xbox where they gave you like every Telltale game for one price.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Yeah, I have that one, so I still have to finish like the ones about fairy tales. This is really fun stuff in there. But all right, let's move along to the PlayStation show. Here we go. Let's start the PlayStation show. We've already given you the summary of the Xbox show, of the Xbox stuff. We will come back when this is all said and done on the Xbox side. What I want to do is, before we start this though, let me real quick start here.
Wait, what? Just 1 second.
Gameplay captured on PS5 system.
Hold on 1 second.
And then they showed you a commercial and not actual gameplay.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, hold on 1 second. Now, Code Slow-Mo is pointing out that the visuals get polished at the last minute.
At the end of development.
I can absolutely say that just from the Everborn game. I've been working on that gameplay loop and level design, and it's not until now that I'm bringing in artists and animators to actually do the reskin the whole thing. And I know it's a little bit different with the 3D models, and my game's a 2D platformer, but that does all happen at the end.
The point is made. It's not fair to take what you see from some anonymous source for a game that has not been out to be judged and then rip it apart. It's not cool. Let's wait until it comes out. If it looks exactly the same, y'all want to rip it apart, I'll be right there with you, because what I see right now I don't like. We'll wait.
I mean, I expect it to look as good visually as Deathloop. That's what I expect.
At least. Yeah. It's very similar in 3D. Yeah. It comes together at the last minute. And since it hasn't come together yet, it's not fair to judge it. If after it comes together and they say, hey, here's our game, judge us, and it still looks lackluster, I'll be right there with you. But okay, so here's my issue. Right from jump, I looked at this and I'm like, is this SOCOM? Is this a visual representation of what they're starting multiplayer? Because it looked very multiplayer centric. This. Right until the very, very last end, when it was like, oh yeah, this is just one of those, hey, this is PlayStation, these are our IPs, be happy. I just thought this was a very weird thing to start with.
Okay, now I've seen people postulate, kind of look at this and say, see, they're playing chess, not checkers. You got to pay attention to that.
I just think
I mentioned that to you guys on the DM. So, but
I think that's stupid.
I said this. It's kind of more maybe symbolic or maybe a metaphor for what's going on in the gaming space, and Sony wanted to address that. You see, you have two different opposing forces. They're playing this game, and one's moving here. One is removing chess pieces from the other, X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day,
if y'all really wanted to have that smoke.
Yeah, like I went a little bit deep on that, but I was just like, no,
this goes either way. I hear you, but if y'all really wanted that smoke, and if we want to live in that land of smoke, those chess pieces should have been white and green or red and green. Then we can talk about smoke.
You can say the same thing, because the PS5 right now is white. Right, and you see one of the players is wearing a white suit, and then the other one is wearing black. The Xbox Series is black.
Sure. But until they're very direct with their commentary, I won't read into it that way. Quickly moving along. A lot of people were saying that they didn't want Jim Ryan to speak at the beginning of this. I didn't think it was a big deal. What did y'all think? I was like, what's a big deal? People were like, shut Jim Ryan up.
It's not like he was on there talking for half the thing. Like, he came in the beginning and then he came at the end. Did he even show back up at the end, or was that Herman Hulst?
No.
So what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I think he, not that he has an obligation, but I think he wants to keep, show face and say, hey,
there it is.
Yeah.
So besides this one, now we're also we're rounding this whole situation here. So we are a few minutes in. We are 3 minutes in, and they haven't showed a game yet. 3 minutes and 55 seconds, and they're going to start. And they will start with Project. No, they didn't start with Project Eve. They started
with KOTOR.
With KOTOR.
This is what I said. The first 10 minutes were strong. The last 10 minutes were really strong. In the middle, again,
this one was not gameplay at all. Another CG trailer.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. This right here was big.
It was huge.
Bro. Are you kidding me?
Monstrous.
As soon as I saw Lucasfilms on, I was like, "Oh my god, what are they about to do?"
Absolutely,
and then they showed this. I was like,
"Now I want to say this, because like a lot of
Slow-Mo said in the comments, though. You see what he said?
No, I'm going to address that.
Oh, you're about to address that?
A lot of Xbox guys have given me shit because I said, until Final Fantasy VII Remake comes to the Xbox, don't tell me don't tell me KOTOR is coming to the Xbox, right? Timed exclusives don't mean anything.
No, bro.
You don't have a date.
The problem I have with that, and I said the same thing to Mashana Loon that I'm saying to you. The problem I have with that is, you're talking about Square Enix specifically related to Final Fantasy. Please. They have shown you this specifically, that what you're talking about, which you're right about, but they've only shown you this with Final Fantasy. There have been many other games that they have not done that with. If they do that with something else besides Final Fantasy, I hear you. You'll get the respect you deserve. I hear you.
I'm gonna
let
me add one thing real quick.
Go ahead,
Cyber.
Yeah, I'm gonna add one thing. A lot of people are saying KOTOR synonymous with the Xbox, X, Y, and Z. Do we have amnesia? You want to talk about synonymous with something? MLB The Show. Okay, MLB The Show.
Yeah,
Literally,
synonymous with
a
with
PlayStation
Yeah.
Studio game.
Mhm.
Okay, synonymous with
Yeah.
PlayStation. It's on
Yeah, there's no more
Xbox
synonymous with
right
that because
now.
they made it. Yeah, they made
Exactly.
it. Exactly.
And on
You know, this is
Xbox
not a
right
third
now.
party
And on
deal. They made
Xbox
it.
Game Pass. It comes
Yeah.
to that line. You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. Let's go. Come on.
Respect on the Jay-Z line, but let's get right here, okay? This game, okay? This is Project Eve. Gave me Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, you know, weird Japanese sexuality vibes. It is what it is. And then those eyeballs open, and then eyeballs open on top of eyeballs, and I lost my mind. Like, what the hell are we watching? So, what did this game do for y'all?
No, this looks amazing.
I'm looking forward to playing it. Yeah.
Is this a multi-plat game? I've heard yes, and I've heard no.
So again, with PlayStation, and I will give them the credit they deserve, because it's on PlayStation. You won't know until they have no choice but to share that with you. Whereas Xbox is always like, "Don't worry, in 6 months you can play it elsewhere."
But this is
seemingly a timed exclusive. After all this, I check with Jeff Grubb and all these others. These are timed exclusives. Do you have a definitive on when it breaks? You don't know, because this is PlayStation.
So again,
no, but you can't take one example and say that's the standard. It's one example.
I gave you another example. We don't have Redfall. That was supposed to be a timed exclusive.
Redfall? Think about it.
Redfall is a game. You said another example. Was it timed exclusive or not?
Redfall.
Not Redfall. Godfall. Where's Godfall?
Godfall. There's the thing about Godfall though is, now when it comes to these things, no. See, people keep talking about slogans. Remember, Gearbox and Microsoft aren't the biggest fans, right? There's big reports that they were close to signing a deal, but because of certain people in that studio, they went, nah, better not. You know.
Why?
And what happened to Godfall? It fell like a freaking stone day one,
and it still didn't come to Xbox.
And that's probably why
people would be playing it if it was in Game Pass, but it didn't come. My point is this: until you get a date, this is a PS5 exclusive. You don't have a date.
I get that.
For sure.
So I don't want to hear it's coming to Xbox.
No. I don't want to take one example that has been it's definitely an existing example, but it's literally one real franchise, and then you establish that's a narrative that's established.
I just want to deal with facts. We don't have a date. No,
because Square has released a lot of other games for PlayStation and then on Xbox, except Final Fantasy. So that's where I am with it. Until I see them do that, like, hey, you know, we're getting all these roses on this platform, but we still won't release it on the other, then I hear you. Right now, the fact is Square has only done that with Final Fantasy.
If the game is a hit, why wouldn't Sony pay to extend the exclusivity deal?
Well, that's neither here nor there. We can go down this rabbit hole forever. All I'm saying is I hear you. I'm not going to deny what you're saying is wrong.
It's not announced on Xbox. That's it.
Sure, but it's multi-plat. That's what they've said. And you know what? Let's establish something.
PS5 and PC.
Let's establish something. This is not multi-plat. They don't pay for exclusives. They pay to keep it off of Xbox. That's what they do. And I know some people. No, there's a difference, because the exclusive would be it's on PS5. That's it. This is on PS5 and PC. Right? And when we're talking about the big platforms for modern games, there are three: PC, Xbox, PlayStation. We don't bring Nintendo into the question. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm here for that slander for Nintendo today. There are three main platforms for real AAA games: PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And if they remove it from one of the two, it's not an exclusive. It's I'm paying you to remove it from one of the two, which is what they keep doing. If it was just on PS5, exclusive, I hear you, but it's not just on PS5.
So was Microsoft buying Bethesda paying to keep it off PlayStation? Paying to keep their games off PlayStation? That's
different, because they own the PC platform.
They don't own the PC platform. Like that's the operating.
So if Microsoft decides to stop making Windows, you can still have a PC platform.
The PC platform is Epic Games and Steam and the Windows Store.
Epic Games and Steam live on the operating system. if they were to take that operating system away right now, Steam would be dead. They would go to Linux, and only 20% of their games would work.
I think
but
that's
anyway, let's move
you
on.
just reached
We can
right
go back
over
and
here and then
No,
pull
no,
that
no, no,
into
no, no,
this. But it's
no,
okay.
no. Anyways, so here we are. What are we doing? What do you think of Tiny Tina? I'm not convinced.
Well, this actually got me more excited for a Borderlands-like game.
I'm not
in
a fan. Hey,
fantasy
Cole,
world.
we'll catch you in the Twitter streets.
Oh yeah,
Later, Cole.
He's out. Oh,
and Cole,
thank you
stop
so much for
lying.
joining us,
Bro.
man. Stop lying. He said, "Stop it." No, but yeah. So this is very much Borderlands 3 for me, and I bought that game. I actually bought it on a pretty good discount, and I still didn't end up finishing it. It was kind of like whatever. So until they changed my mind, yeah, until they changed my mind, I feel like this is more like that. This is more like what's that coin? The term we coined again? The expand alone. This is more like a Borderlands 3 expand alone kind of thing, And
I've tried to go back to Borderlands for some reason. I'll play a little bit with it, and I actually play it with my uncle. He loves that game, and
Awesome.
I'll play it, and I'll just grab it, just pull myself away from it. I don't know why it doesn't do it anymore for me, but this actually got me intrigued to at least see if it'll gain my interest back once it goes in with the fantasy, the dragons, Tiny Tina's world. They're doing this D&D kind of vibe, and this trailer actually
it's very
got me
D&D
hyped
focused.
for it.
This one,
for
you can
sure.
tell, yeah.
So this
So,
one
okay,
seems like
what have
they're
we
trying
seen so
something
far?
new, trying something
Okay,
different.
so we've seen 3 games
Project
so
Eve.
far.
So far,
2
We've
games that
seen
we're excited
KOTOR,
about.
Project Eve. This game, Forspoken.
All right.
Also a
multiplayer. I need to ask.
2 year exclusive has been reported.
Man.
This is nothing.
Come on,
for me
this
right
is
here.
Square Enix
This
again.
No.
See, again,
And it's
just
a
because they
2-year
use
exclusive.
it with one, have they
2 years
released?
though. Who's
Have
gonna
they
care about this
released?
game in 2 years?
Here we go.
Are you
This
gonna
game
care
doesn't
about
have
this
to
game
be-
in 2
Now,
years?
now it's about caring about it, whether releasing it or not. I thought it was first about releasing it. Now it's about caring about it. Come on,
You
man.
don't know that it's coming to Xbox. It has not been announced.
Lord,
You going
Anyway,
on this
okay.
hope and holding on for
Look,
dear life. Now I want to talk about
No,
this
I'm not
game.
holding on. Look, I'm just talking about facts. The facts are they have called it a 2-year exclusive.
Who
After
called
that,
it
what
that?
they do?
Can
Who's that?
I mention something real quick?
It's
Before
Square
you get
Enix
into
say
this
that?
game,
Jeff
Project
Grubb did
Enix
eventually.
before
Eve
Xbox or
for
Sony
me.
didn't
Project
say
Eve
that.
reminded me of Nier Automata, like that.
Yes,
that makes me
it has a very Nier
and
Automata
Dark
vibe.
Souls.
One
That was
second.
it.
Pause this for 1 second because there's something I want to say about this game before we go further. And if you could back it up a little bit, because I know people are going to call me crazy.
The lip sync was atrocious. Yeah,
Well, I mean, that's fine. It's coming out. They can fix that later.
I know.
My issue with this game is that the world seems like the world seems very empty. Now, the environment is very highly detailed. Right there, pause it.
Yep. She
Character
is not.
model, not a lot of polygons.
Well, remember, this is
early though, right?
This is screaming a lot of what do you call it? Pearl Abyss vibes, where the environment is very, very like a lot of resources and a lot of detail is placed into the environment, and then the actual moving characters have this almost floaty, cartoony aesthetic to it, almost Dokev a little bit. Not exactly like that, but a little bit, as you can see. Look,
But
if you look at the environment and where she is,
felt more alive.
yes, true. There were a lot more people in that world. This one seems like the world is detailed but dead, and she's very floaty, cartoony on top of it.
Does this remind you guys of Death Stranding or no? Same concept, big, huge, detailed world, very empty-ish, let's say, until you get to certain points.
Now, Slow-Mo points out. Slow-Mo points out
that can be fixed later too. Yeah.
Yes, that can also be updated later.
Yeah.
But the only reason I'm bringing this up is that people keep saying that this game melts their face, and while the gameplay looks interesting, it's not melting my face. I don't know why people are saying that.
It's interesting, and when the gameplay is moving,
like when right here, this looks good, really good.
Yes, but it's a dead world. It's a non-moving dead world. So you can put a lot of detail in there because a lot of resources are being put in that area. And look at her; she looks like she doesn't belong in that area because it just doesn't. Maybe the color, maybe like there's more to it that still needs to be done. Where I have a problem, you had a problem with the way the game looks, especially here. Look at this stuff. Where I had a bit of an issue is, it seems like they're putting like a millennial in old school, like,
but a lot of people like that.
sci-fi-ness.
Yeah,
It's interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. It could be really, really good. You know, it's interesting is my point. I'm not saying I hate it. I'm just saying usually when they have these things that exude period pieces, they also are period piece appropriate with their verbiage as well, and they're not doing that here, which I find interesting. I look forward to seeing where this goes. Imagine Requiem, imagine Plague Tale, where they speak in 2021. You know, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting with this. So it should be like here, looks really like the world looks super detailed, but on the
Like,
flip,
look at
it
that.
also looks like it's lost something. Yeah. Yeah. This looks like it's really good, but it's not really exuding that graphical fidelity that you expect in the next gen, right? I heard some people say this looks like that PS5, that Unreal 5
It
tech
does not.
demo.
No, it doesn't.
That's been
No, it
made
doesn't.
into a game.
I'm
Yeah, I
trying
don't
to
agree with
figure
that. I
out
thought
the
that was
name of the
hilarious.
game, man. That
Forspoken?
Can you
They
can you
showed-
highlight
no, not
Scrub
this
Nurse's
one.
comment?
I hear you on that. I hear you on
That's
that.
the point I'm making.
Okay. See, no, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is all that is true. I'm not denying all of that. What you're saying, I'm not, right?
Oh,
but you can't make a fact out of a theory.
No,
it's
no.
a fact that it's a 2-year exclusive. What
it
they
is-
do
you
after
don't-
that, we
you-
shall see.
Okay. Why are you calling that a fact?
Because they've said that.
Who
because
is they?
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. Are you saying that the resources that you use where reporting turns into later announcements where you agree with, you know, your Jeff Grubbs of the world, they are to be believed in certain instances, but not this instance?
That's not what I'm saying.
Because that's where I'm getting my sources from.
Yeah, but that's not what you're saying it as though it is a fact. He is reporting on what he heard.
Okay,
But you said it's a fact.
Let me
It is not a fact.
I will change that. It is reported. It is reporting.
Reported. And I am
Sure.
saying it is
We'll
not
agree with
official.
that.
And until
Okay.
it is official, it's just
Okay.
on PS5. That's it.
Sure.
That is a
Sure.
fact.
Sure,
All right.
I'll give you that. But it's
So-
reporting, so it's not like some Joe Schmo somewhere going, "Ooh, it's coming." No,
I have
it
every
is as
confidence.
official. The same place where there was reporting about yield issues on the PS5, about all those other various things, which is not official, but it's reported that people believe because it's reported. Those same resources are reporting this as well. So that's why I will more believe it than not, because those sources have been
And
accurate. in the past.
anything that they have heard could change at any time.
Oh yeah, no, of course not. Of course,
So what
I agree
I'm
with that.
saying is, going by facts until barring an announcement, it is just on the
Sure,
PS5,
sure.
and that's it.
Sure.
That's it. We can't say anything other than that until you have an announcement, because anything that was reported could change. The facts that we have is don't have it.
So how about
it's
this?
not announced.
So how about this? Based on what you're saying, right? Then upper room _ AK can say it's a console launch exclusive, same way as Starfield for Xbox. Do you agree with that?
No,
because
that has nothing to do.
that's
What are you
what
talking
they
about?
Say it's a console launch exclusive, same way as it says
No,
on Starfield.
you are doing what the PlayStation guys are doing about Starfield. There's no announcement.
I am
It's
just
only announced
saying.
one place, and you're like, "Well, it's gonna come." You don't have that announcement. A bird in the hand is what I'm talking about.
I understand what you're saying. All I'm saying is your argument can garner these responses. That's
No, it
what I am
can't.
saying.
No,
Well,
it can't.
clearly it can, because it has. Look at it.
But none of that response doesn't
Anyway,
make sense.
so moving quickly along, we have this game. I could care less. I'm in the minority of the minority. I know
Alan Wake.
100%. I know. I played it on 360. I enjoyed it on 360. I think Remedy has gotten better since then, but people look at this with such like nostalgic eyes and love it so much. I thought that me personally, and this is a very, very, very and by the way, he said it's sarcasm. See, so there you go. He said it was sarcasm. But
Sarcasm viewers. Hey,
stop.
Slow-Mo says that the 2-year exclusive is in the trailer.
Oh, so there you go. Okay,
I need
so
to see
even
that. I got to go back and see that.
Anyway, okay, but we're moving on. I enjoyed what I played from here, right? But I think that they've gotten better. Quantum Break, in my humble of opinion, was better than this. Humble, Quantum could have gotten better.
I got to go back to Quantum Break. I never finished.
Quantum
that
was
game.
so good and was never given the chance it deserved. I get that people love Alan Wake, Just not for me.
You know what I'll say about Quantum Break,
I-
just real quick, not to go off in too much of a tangent.
Go ahead, Cyber.
They played. I think when everyone played Quantum Break, they just played it like a regular third-person shooter. When Control came out, exactly. When Control came out, then people like played Control like how Quantum Break was technically intended to be played, right? You know what I mean? So that was my only
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
Did you pause
now we're back. I paused it because I want to.
Don't pause
I want to talk.
Nobody cares about GTA 5.
Yeah. So
we could talk through that
with improved graphics.
Don't care.
And smoke that looks like it doesn't belong in the scene. It really looks like somebody went to like the Nexus mod site and added a bunch of mods and went, "Yep, here we go, ship it. We're still collecting the check." And they will still collect the check, damn it, because this game refuses to stop selling.
I never believed for 1 second that Xbox would buy Take-Two, but it's shit like that why I don't want them to buy Take-Two.
Well, but you know, if let's and we're in speculation town. If they were to buy Take-Two, right, which I also don't believe, if they were to buy Take-Two, I would think these moves would then stop. Right?
Oh, really?
Just like what happened?
Well, no, Slow-Mo's comment. So then it's official. I will give you Forspoken. We didn't get that in KOTOR though, did we?
Again, stop it. Again, it is what it is. I appreciate you evolving your positions as we go. I'm still where I am.
I'm just going by facts.
Sure. So here we go. This one is Ghostwire Tokyo, another Xbox produced game.
That's funny. This didn't do that much for me either. I thought this was gonna be. I thought this looked like a VR game, real quick, because he was showing his hands
and it looks very VR. Like you're right. You're absolutely right.
How much love do you think Tango Gameworks is gonna get with the new Microsoft Overlords?
I honestly think they will get so much love, and this is a canary in the coal mine. This doesn't count. This seems like it's one of those. Remember how people like gave Machine Games a bit of shit because of the new the twin sister Wolfenstein game. I kind of see this in that same vein. It's almost like they had different taskmasters, so they were made to do different things that may not have been in their wheelhouse, that may not have been their priority. Just like Fallout 76, just like that game, just like this a little. I don't know that for sure because I'm just looking at it, but it just doesn't seem like a passionate effort from them. It doesn't seem that way to me. I hope I'm wrong, but that's the vibe I get. I mean, clearly with Machine Games, it wasn't and I don't think that was even made by Machine. It was one of their side teams, right? It wasn't like the primary effort from the main team, right? So I kind of feel like that should not be used as historical information going forward because they have different taskmasters now, and as such, that may change the equation moving forward, I think.
What's happening, Paul AFC?
What's going on, Paul? Good to see you here.
Hey, now, okay, like A-Rod in his
15-year exclusive on Xbox. It technically not a 15-year exclusive on Xbox. You could play that game on your iPhone, on your iPad. That game has gone everywhere at this point.
Console exclusive. 15-year console exclusive. All right, this is when.
Sure.
Oh, wait, no.
This is when things started.
Well, this is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
What do you think of that?
Nah, no. It looks bad.
Okay, let's judge it. Let's judge it in pieces. Graphically, what do you think of it?
Good art style, in my opinion. I think it looks okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to the other graphics that you've seen from the Marvel games, like compared to the Avengers that's out there. What do you think of and what we've seen of Midnight Suns? What do you think of this graphically?
I think it fits right in the same boat as the Avengers graphically, if you think about it. I think if who did I shout out to Big Cloud. I think they are once we start talking a little bit more about Marvel, he mentioned something that kind of caught my eye. He says, I think they're potentially trying to create their own MCU
version,
in the PlayStation MCU. Network. You know what I mean?
Actually, I think that's a little bit of a reach. We'll come to that when we
when we talk about it.
I think Sony may want that, something. Yeah, but I don't think Disney's with them on that. But that's neither.
I don't know.
Sony might want that because clearly you can see Sony wants that, right? They're throwing as much Marvel IP at Insomniac as possible, which they should because they've proven to be able to be good with it. You know, I don't know how Disney would feel about it.
With this game, I was fine with it. Just the gameplay from what they showed before, it didn't do much for me. It looked choppy in my personal.
It's very strange.
I'm interested in this because if it's gonna have the production value that Avengers had, and
it looks
the
like
same kind of the same kind of set pieces and things like that, but it is not a service-based game.
It's not a service-based
game.
Right.
So to me, that's all I wanted from the Avengers game. Just give me that campaign. Don't and have it be based on something that's an actual story you're telling, not trying to keep me in the game.
It definitely looks like they're following what you were saying that they should have done with the Avengers. It looks like they're doing that,
and that's why I'm excited for this. I'm looking forward to this, playing this on day one.
My only problem with this so far is they're leaning heavily into comedy, which they should, because it's Guardians of the Galaxy and it's good.
Right.
But because they're leaning so heavily into comedy, it kind of it highlights the animation is very stilted. You know, comedy is funny, slapstick. It should be more motion, right? It looks like they're very.
You got to see it when it comes out, though. You can't say that.
Yeah.
No, I know, but they're showing the trailer to entice me, and that's what I'm getting
like
so far.
Not good.
This game is on PC right now.
This
is on
doesn't
PC,
look
isn't
good,
it?
like at all.
I think I
see the ideas.
It tries different things.
Yeah,
but
I see the interesting ideas. I don't think they've implemented it correctly just yet.
Right.
It could be real cool. You know, it looks really interesting. It's giving me some darkness. Remember the darkness?
Sure. Yeah.
It's giving me a little bit of the darkness vibes. You know, like this modern like environment with guns, and then all of a sudden you're a vampire. I would say like it's a good idea, but give it to a better developer because it doesn't look like they've gotten it.
What if this was Xbox's Blade superhero exclusive?
I would say, I'm sorry, Xbox. Good try. How about you give it to one of your better studios? That's what I would say. Although I'm saying the ideas look good. It looks interesting. It's just the execution leaves a bit to be desired so far.
It's still going to be free to play, right? I'm assuming on PS5.
Sure.
I don't know,
but my time ain't free, so can't do it.
You know. And then there's Deathloop. Do we want to see this again? We've seen this so many times. Like they keep showing it. They keep showing. I think they've overshown it.
This is their big game. They gotta sell it. This is their game this is their exclusive game for the holiday.
So let's take a moment to have this conversation, okay? Deathloop, from a genre style perspective, is the PlayStation game that nobody liked. It's escaping me real quick. That came out. Not a lot of people didn't like it. PS5 exclusive. Come on.
The Order.
Everborn will never play it again. I tried it.
PS5.
Oh, Returnal.
Yes.
Returnal. Okay.
From the genre, art, gameplay, Deathloop is Returnal. Will that move the needle? Except it's first person. Well, it is first person Returnal. We don't know if the checkpointing is better. We don't know, but it is literally from a genre perspective, it is Returnal. And people found themselves not liking that style. And of course, Returnal may not have done it the best way they could have. Obviously, we've seen Hades do it better. It's Returnal, it's Hades. What do y'all think about that? I know what I think. Everborn, what is your thoughts? Is this like, even though it is that genre and you have seen that you don't like it, because even with Hades, you don't like it. What do you think of this?
It depends on how they execute it, right? Because that could be a story point, not necessarily a roguelike, right?
So you're interested in buying it and trying it?
Absolutely not.
Right.
So the game
they
has
had a service where they could put this game on for a low,
What if they had the service?
That would be genius.
Exactly. Where they can put
what they should do? I said this before. This should come on PlayStation Plus. This should come on PlayStation Plus for 1 month, just like MLB The Show came on Game Pass. That's what they should do. But they won't, because this is their big game of the year, right? They have to do this. But I guess my question is, we don't know
how much they paid for it as well, for this exclusivity. That's right. So they want to make as much money as they can. The question I still keep asking, that I want an answer to, do we think this will fare better? I think so. I think
I think it will, but again, and I think it's good that Sony tried to get some first party exclusive for their customers.
Mm-hmm.
So
we do know how many units Returnal sold as well, right?
560.
500. Yeah, so I think this will do better. It carries the Bethesda name, whether you like them or not at this point in time. But I think it reaches out a far broader audience, going than Returnal did.
So not to cut, but I'm gonna have to slow it up a bit. We're trying to stay close to the 2 hours. We're already there. So I know we weren't gonna skip, but I'm gonna have to because I want to make sure
Which
we get
game
through
was
all
this?
of this as much as possible.
Oh no, we don't care
This
about
one.
this. Nobody cared about those. You can skip.
No, this is the one I want to see what game this was.
What game is this?
Is this more PlayStation logo talk? Come on, guys. A lot of black.
This was
it Techie?
You know what? I was surprised they didn't show any Kenny or Bridget Spirits during the showcase.
That surprised me as well.
Yeah,
I was waiting for that
me?
game.
What else surprised me? God of War didn't get a date.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, God of War definitely
and it didn't get a year. They didn't say 2022. They could have said 2022, and they didn't.
I didn't catch that. I was too impressed with what I was seeing.
So everything we saw up until here was your questionable multiplat. I'll give it that. They're all questionable multiplats, except for now. From here on out, it's all core PlayStation games.
Did you see the bottom?
Okay. I was going to say it wouldn't show up anywhere else, but it's coming to PC. That's neither here nor there. What do y'all think of this? I think this is ridiculous. And I'm speaking as a guy who pretends that he's never played this anywhere else. If I'm playing this on PC for the first time, where's 1, 2, and 3?
Well, I mean, look, it's coming to PC. This was it's less to
imagine
do this.
You're a PC. Imagine you're a PC gamer. I've heard this is amazing. 4 and 3.5.
But 1 through 3, right? Did they ever come to PS4? Those were PS3 games, right?
There's a PS4
version.
You can play it on PS4.
Isn't there a collection?
Yeah. There is a collection. The Nathan Drake collection.
Yeah.
They could just easily release the Nathan Drake collection as well as this, and then it's a complete picture. I don't get why why they would do this on PlayStation.
Is exclusive to next gen, so that's interesting.
Which is good. So that tells you that the images we saw are very early on because it should be shinier.
Yeah, I just think if they're bringing Uncharted to PC, that's a great time to do a remastered version.
But bro, that's my point.
Is it going to cost $70?
PC? Oh, probably PlayStation. But that's an interesting talk because it will probably cost a lot on PlayStation. Will they be able to do that and then go on Xbox, go on PC and go $70? I don't think so.
No.
I think PC people go, get the hell out of here with that.
Slow-mo and A-Rodibus. I think Pixel has already heard me say this, but I'm just going to repeat this. If Slow-mo, if you're still in the chat, I think that the $60 price tag on Xbox games is tied to the fact that they have dual entitlement with PC, and they know they can't charge $70 on PC.
It's not dual entitlement with PC.
You know what I'm saying?
Entitlement.
No. I get it, but you know what I mean. It's going to be offered on PC, and they can't sell it for that. And if you buy it one place and you get it everywhere, you are going to be dominated by what your lowest cost is.
Hold on. I hear what you're saying. You make a good point. I want us to watch this trailer closely because some people are like everyone is saying what I'm thinking.
I don't think this is going to be I don't think this is going to be an M-rated game.
There we go. That's what I wanted to talk about. Everybody's saying what I'm thinking, but I think people are in for a rude awakening. They're like, "Oh, this better be the rough and tumble, gruff and da. Look at the CG trailer where there's blood everywhere.
There's no blood anywhere.
Blood. On the tape, look. There's dark, seemingly looks like it. Look at his fingers. That looks a little dirty. This is very PG-13. I'm not wrong. I'm not hating on it because PG-13 can do a lot. But people are like, "Oh, we want a rated M game and it has to be." I don't think they will do that. They want everybody to join this game. Exactly. I don't think this game will be.
You're not going to be seeing.
I don't think this game. Let me see real quick.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think this game will be as brutal and as visceral as X-Men Origins Wolverine Uncaged Edition. And if you haven't seen that, go look it up.
So to that point, you didn't see any limbs on the floor.
Yes,
Right. No
that's right.
flying
There
limbs.
will
No.
it
No.
will be
Well,
Nothing.
PG-13.
what you did see is that Hulk license plate. So now about Wolverine, what I
Yes.
want to ask is what other Marvel characters are they going to be able to get
Oh yeah.
in that game? And that is going to be the
Yep.
interesting thing.
Yep. I don't know yet because Wolverine is such a representative of Marvel at this point that he has a connection to a lot of different avenues of Marvel.
The
But let's
question is,
see.
are they going to
Let's
go? Are they
see.
going to go Logan, or are they going to go X-Men
That's
2?
the question. Let's see the next showing of this. If the next showing of this shows another X-Men character, then yes, I can see that. They may show Spider-Man because X-Men because Wolverine has a lot of Spider-Man connections as well. He has been, just and I think they may have already tipped their hand a bit, showing that Hulk license plate, right? Because Hulk and Wolverine have a storied history, right? This could be the Weapon X angle. This could be Alkali Lake angle. This could be Wolverine versus Hulk, which has nothing to do with X-Men, which has nothing. Wolverine has been able to represent multiple avenues of Marvel canon. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes, and we're all speculating because this trailer just shows nothing except that Hulk license plate, which tells you it could be Hulk Wolverine.
He Slow-mo says Wolverine usually wouldn't pop out his claws to cut up drunk bikers. He did that in the opening scene of Logan when they scratched his car.
Yeah, but that movie we all know was like it has been well established by many a Marvel zombie. As much as we
like
love
Elseworlds kind of thing.
That as much as we love Mr. I forget, I'm losing names today. Who plays him in the movie? Come on.
What are you talking about? Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman. As much as we love Hugh Jackman, the first mistake they made was making him Wolverine because 6 foot tall. This guy's supposed to be a 4-foot animal in the corner.
See, I'm not on that. You have to be 1-for-1 with the.
No, I get that. No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, the point I'm making by that is, they took the character, right, and they wanted him to be the mainstay. So they did some creative modifications to make him that character, and I think he did great. I think Hugh Jackman was awesome in all of the movies. I am one of those stans that will even defend the original X-Men movie, but moving forward, you can't keep giving him that because that's not the origin of the character. That's not that's not who the character is.
Slow-mo says if it's not M-rated, if it's not bloody, that's an L. Do you guys believe that?
When was it? Yes.
I don't believe that.
Okay. Now, Pixel.
When was the last time Insomniac made an M-rated game?
Yeah, it's 5.6. That's right.
No, Insomniac did like Killzone and Resistance, right?
Over a decade ago.
But see, you know what? I hear you, Slow-mo, when it comes to that L, but there's only one key difference in this equation.
Not going to be a bad game.
Yeah. One key difference, which is what PlayStation guys seem to always use whenever the debates start happening, okay? History matters. When it comes to this, Insomniac matters, right? Of all other, if they come out and they go, it'll be PG-13. If this was being made by anyone else, I'd be like, oh, come on, man. But Insomniac has a very good track record. Even in the world where, we're limited by this or limited by that, they know how to get you hyped. They know how to thread that needle. So if anybody can make an adult game out of a PG-13 because they know Wolverine, just like they knew Spider-Man, I think Insomniac can do it. So I have faith in that.
So couple of things. This was my highlight of the show. I know everybody saw it coming, but I haven't finished Miles Morales yet.
I finished Miles Morales, so I knew this was coming. I do like the Craven Hunter monologue, though. I hope everybody caught that because Craven spoke first before you saw Venom.
Mm-hmm. Right now, the other thing is, we just saw GTA 7. Did that look as good as what we saw earlier with Forza Horizon 5?
No.
Did it even look close?
I'm just asking when it comes to
car models, yes. Everything else, I think Forza
when
Horizon.
It comes to that, I think that's a bad argument to make as well because one's an open world.
Here we go, though. Here we go.
I have issues with this. And Kay, I'm not gonna tell you where to pause it, but you know where I want you to pause it at.
Look
Oh
at that
yeah.
silhouette. Look at that silhouette.
No, no,
right in
no.
the back.
You know, we're gonna pause it on what we think is it's Craig moment because I agree with you.
Oh, I
Because
know
there are
what
some
you guys
Craig
talking
moments
about.
here. All right,
So
but
I
let's be
think
clear
this-
here. This game is going to be another game of the
Phenomenal.
year. I suspect it's going to be
Phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Can't
but
wait to play
all
it.
the pixel peepers seem to have forgotten to pixel peep when this happened.
Now here's the thing. I think that look at that right there. Look, just that right there.
Flat, like ridiculous. This is Craig worthy, right here.
And this is not live gameplay. It is an in-game cutscene, so it's scripted.
There's even more. It'll come right now. Ready?
That's the one. Now in the chat, tell me what that looks like to you for the Freya model.
Oh, and by the way, let us not give DL his let us give DL his respect. Yes, Tony Todd is the voice of Venom, which is oh Lord, it is. You
guys watch Candyman?
Inspired casting. I'm sorry,
Candyman.
haven't seen the new one yet, but
I
the
know,
old
the new one,
makes him legendary.
Yeah, for sure.
It is inspired. To me, this is Keith David level inspired casting for Venom. Boss, can't wait to see what he does with it. So,
guys, I'm sorry to cut this short. I'm gonna have to take off. I gotta take he has swimming lessons at 12:30. It's been a pleasure. I wish I could stay here because I love the conversation that we're having.
No worries.
Love this dynamic, man. It's amazing.
I actually got to get out of here too.
Yes, we'll round the bottom. We're rounding. So you know what? Let me get you out of here, Cyber, and we'll round the bottom and cut it because this was going to be a shorter show than normal. So
I apologize
for those who don't have CyberKnoxx's information. Please check the show notes, Twitter, Twitter and YouTube and Twitch, both CyberKnoxx's channel as well as the Xbox Game Pass Club. All featured there. If you haven't checked it out, you should 100% definitely check it out. You know, it's a book club for Xbox Game Pass, which is the perfect idea. Please speak on on where people can find you and what you're doing on the internet this week.
I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, I apologize. I have to go, but unfortunately, life duties. You know how it is. CyberKnoxx everywhere, guys. You know, pretty much more actively on Twitter if you want. Just follow me there. Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, everywhere. I'm working on a new YouTube channel here that I'm going to be a little bit more focused on and actually take this thing a little bit more seriously. The one I have now is just, me to come on there and have fun, have fun with the community. This one, I'm still working on it behind the scenes, but be on the lookout for that. And Xbox Game Pass Club, like the great Kay Asante mentioned, it's like a book club, but on Xbox Game Pass. Go on there. The community seems to be growing. We'll play a game and randomly just keep choosing new games or whatever's hot that month. It's a small level of entry to go on Game Pass, and we can play it as a community. It feels great, and then we can discuss it like a book club every week, dedicate a whole month to that game so you can actually go and take a deep dive into the game. So I really enjoyed that. I love talking to new people. I love listening to everyone's different perspective. So I just love being part of this whole ecosystem, which we call games. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys on Monday on Primetime Gaming, 7 p.m. Eastern on Mr. Excel's Boom's channel. And I can't wait for us to do it again. I'll come back with more time. Absolutely.
No worries,
if you guys
bro.
will
appreciate
have
you
me,
coming. Nah, man. This was
shout out
too
to
much
the
fun.
chat. You guys were great as well.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Really
guys.
appreciate you coming. Mr. CyberKnoxx, thank you so much for
guys.
pulling up. We'll
Have
definitely send out the bat signal again.
Yes,
but
sir.
if you haven't
seen, how I'm coming next time. You know how I'm gonna be coming in here next time. Pause.
He's coming all batted up next time. It's gonna be some
Everyone better be ready. Everyone better be ready.
Okay, try that Batman.
I see you. We'll see.
All right, man. So we'll see you soon.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you
later. All right. So before we get out of here, because we're rounding the bottom, we're at the end of it now anyway. So we'll quickly get along and we'll wrap this up. Quick side note: if you have not seen some photoshops of some of the community members represented as all of these characters, do yourself a favor, go hunt them down. Colt Eastwood, Randolph Thor, Gaz from Game On Daily, they all have their own photoshops of these characters, and it is hilarious. It made my week when I saw them things. So anyway, so let's see. Real quick, everyone, before we get out of here, this is what we've caught up on, right? And your little ones are yapping.
Yeah, no,
this is
I
what
got,
we caught
I
up
got,
on so
got
far.
to get out of here.
So,
they're killing me.
I understand. This is what we caught up so far, right? We have Project Eve, which we saw, right? KOTOR, which we've discussed. Tiny Tina, Forspoken, Rainbow Six Extraction, Alan Wake, which I thought the GTA 5 expansion, also questionable. Ghostwire Tokyo, which the person who wrote this wrote wrong, which is odd. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Vampire the Masquerade, Deathloop. I really don't understand this game at all. I don't know why they even showed it. And then we have Chia. We have the Uncharted collection, which is which is Lost Legacy and 4. Marvel's Wolverine, GT7, Spider-Man 2, and Ragnarok. What do you think? Oh, you're mute. You're on mute, sir.
We don't know that Ragnarok is coming next year, but that's the
no. Yeah. It's not. We don't know that it's coming next year, and by and large, most. Mm-hmm.
I think we all knew about Halo, so that wasn't a surprise. Not that we didn't know Ragnarok and Spider-Man 2 were coming, but we got to see something from them. So I think Project Eve, Knights of the Old Republic, remake, Spider-Man 2, God of War, and the Megaton Wolverine were enough. It's less, but it is enough to say that the highs of this show were higher. What Xbox did was more of a shock and awe with variety, and they kind of killed you with numbers. And I think both strategies work, right? So
they're both playing different games, right?
Right.
They're playing a different kind of game.
Will I be spending more time on the Xbox as there's more? And again, if we're just looking at by 2022, I'm going to be spending most of my time on Xbox based on that show. But these bigger games have me more excited. I think I'm most excited for Halo, but after that comes out, the next huge thing I'm excited for is Starfield. But obviously, I'm excited for. Not that Horizon was at the show, but Horizon, God of War, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. So I think the highs were higher, but the lows were lower. So I gave the Xbox show a 9.5 after watching it again. And I think the Sony show stands at an 8 for me because there were 5 games. And I was not as blown away as I thought I was going to be by God of War, the God of War reveal, and I wonder if they should have shown it yet. Right?
Okay.
I think that the first time we saw God of War 2018, we were all blown away, and
because it was that.
And I remember a lot of people talking. I'm not going to go too long. I'll save this for Monday. But so many people talked about they would never show. And I'm not saying this was bad as the Craig thing, because there was popping, there was all kinds of things. But they said they would never treat God of War like that. And I kind of feel like God of War didn't get the justice it deserved.
Well, again, remember what I said to you. Grubb has called it an expandalone, right? A large expandalone. Yeah, which I see that because, and it's slogan talk. I get it, but basically, what that describes is most of the assets are created. New hardware will take control of the new stuff, and they'll continue the story.
Anytime you have a sequel in the same generation, that's basically what you're getting.
Basically,
so I don't think it's right, and that's not new. And developers,
it shouldn't be a pejorative. It should not be a pejorative. I think that's a great idea. Rather than waiting every 6 to 8 years for another one game. Build more in the same game. We loved it. Give us more.
Yeah, so
I get that. But that's the flip side of it, right? The flip side is you won't be blown away by the graphical quality you see the next iteration because it's exactly like the last one. Yeah. I don't think that's a problem.
I'm sure I'm going to be blown away by the story and everything else. And again, this is only coming from someone who played it for the first time in April. of this
There you
year
go.
on the
There you
PS5
go.
after the update. I don't see a jump. Does it look bad? Absolutely not.
No, yeah, not at all. Yeah. So I hear you. I don't disagree with any of your points. My point on the matter is that I think that both Xbox and PlayStation are playing different kind of games to the audience. They're looking for different things. So PlayStation needed that crazy, oh my God, I can't believe it moment, because they needed that Wolverine. This is the first time they'd spoken, right? So we need to really hear them. Whereas Xbox had given some dribs and drabs before their E3, and even after E3, there's been more dribs and drabs. So they can keep speaking on different things as the year goes on, whereas PlayStation is still in that game of, hey, here's the box, we're showing it to you.
I see a Rodimus saying it looks better than Forspoken.
You know, and you know, I will say Forspoken, I'm giving it a chance. I think Forspoken might surprise folks when it comes out. It doesn't look great now, but who cares? You know, like it's time. You know, we shall see how it goes. But I think it deserves a little bit more respect, and we should you know, hold out some hope for it. But anyway, so we're at the end of the show. We wanted to keep this tight, and even in our tightness, we ended up going more than 30 minutes over than we wanted to.
Pause.
But pause, indeed. But I will say, I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate CyberKnoxx joining me. We had to do this. You know, I enjoyed that we are able to take stock of all the games that are coming out. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys so much for jumping in the chat and having conversations with us. You know, tell us what you think about the both of these. Put them in the chat. Put them in the comment section.
Was this a Craig moment? I want to know. You guys.
Yeah, do you agree that was a Craig moment, or do you think that's overblown? You know, I personally think that Craig was overblown, but this is exactly the same as that. So if you can be angry at that, then you can be angry at this. That's just my opinion on the matter.
Hashtag same energy.
That's right. Continue the conversation in the comment section. We reply to any comments that come up, and we'll continue that conversation. Like, subscribe. We appreciate all the members who have joined us so far, the subscribers. You know, catch us on Thursdays on Everborn Saga's channel when we are on The Real, the movie and TV show podcast that we do on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Please don't forget that, because we have a lot of fun there as well with PC with movie and TV show talk, as well as primetime gaming with Mr. Boomstick and Friends, which we do on Monday nights. Myself, Mr. Everborn Saga, the aforementioned CyberKnoxx, and the rest of the crew. That is 7 p.m. on Monday nights. And before we get out of here, Mr. Everborn Saga, how about you tell people where they can find you otherwise?
Very short and sweet, but only because I got to get out of here. Everborn Saga everywhere: PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and most important on YouTube. Also Everborn Saga, but most importantly, everbornsaga.com, where Prince of Arcadia Chapter 4 drops on Monday, and we will be at Comic-Con NYC this October 7th. We'll be there the whole weekend. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for the chat. The chat was on fire today. I appreciate all of you, and check us out, because I got some more God of War spice for Monday night's PTG. Boy. So we will be there Monday.
There's gonna be Marvel superhero talk. Microsoft is gonna be all over the place. But that is next week. We're gonna be coming at you with some more slander and more savagery. But until then, we've had a lot of fun. Till next week, people.